Good morning, Sassy fam. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous straight away. If you hear the tired notes, it's because I am. Yours truly was hit with some really intense seasonal allergies that rolled in quite fast. So I don't know if you're familiar with rapid changes in temperature, but let's say when it goes from 40 to 80, boom goes the mold spores, boom goes the pollen spores. And as many of you know, I have seasonal allergies. So that being said, if at any point during the message I have to use my inhaler, don't let that disturb you. Don't let that upset you. This is normal for me. This is part of the process. But yes, expect some heavy breathing. But let me tell you, honey, those kind of allergies that just hit out of nowhere, not conducive to sleep. So I decided, you know what? We're going to shift down into a smoother ride today, okay? We're going to keep a small, manageable list. We're going to spend some good time together, you and I. And then yours truly is going to pack up and go find a nice little cozy coffee shop or cafe, and we're going to get the idea book out, and we're just going to have some fun engaging with our journal activities, our writing activities, and just allowing the pen to work for us, darling. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a nice, simple day. Quality time and then some good time writing. That sounds like a plan to me. Does that sound like a plan to you? That's what's up. Other than that, I'm forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something. This, as we understand, lack of sleep does this to one's memory. Many of you know this. Yes. All right, let's get out the old calendar. What? The one that I refer to so often. Oh, yes, of course. Next Wednesday, we have the full moon in Leo. Okay. For those folks who are Leo dominant, sun, moon, rising, Venus even, you might feel a little extra punch of energy, vitality, initiative, tenacity, all that good stuff. Oh, yes. And of course, I just want to remind everybody that next Thursday will be, I decided to go ahead and just go full ham with it and do a Valentine's theme reading. It, of course, will also coincide with Intimate Tarot. So I said, let's go extra. So yeah, next Thursday, once more, will be Intimate Tarot, and just expect a lot of red, I suppose. I hope my energy improves for that. I'd like to have a little bit more oomph. It's for the special readings, you want to have a little more oomph, a little bit more natural energy to pull from. So I'll be banking on that Leo full moon energy as well, because let me tell you, it's my North Node. What's up? Hello, Her Highness, Miss Cinnamon. Yeah. Good morning. Did you want to make an appearance today? I told everybody about your little bird incident. Yeah. On Facebook. I totally tattletaled on you. Oh, she's mad. She walked in away like, I'm not discussing this again with you. All right. You guys, what else is there to say? We're going to go ahead and do a general overview, or a 369. That is a 9-card baseline. We will do some advice / clarifiers, oracles too, and charms, as is our way. Like always, with the general overview or any reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today that I personally did not see or call out, then you feel free to reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective reads, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is frustrating, but it's also normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. That about covers it. You guys, I will see you for the next Thursday check-in. Yay! Some shorts to naturally take care, be well. Leo, you're first. You're like, I know. What's going on, please? Show me, Leo. Show me that Leo collective. What is going on? Show me, Leo, please. What is going on for Leo? One, two, three. I don't know why I'm counting it down. I just had an image of Sesame Street pop into my head with the counting down. Some of you counting. What's going on? What you counting? What you thinking about? Numbers. I had no idea where that came from. I just started going 1, 2, 3. Anyway, what's up? 5 of Cups. The Empress. Okay. The 3 of Wands. Okay. Energy's hanging back there a little bit. Let's keep on. We'll get back to it. The Fool, the Hermit, And the Nine of Swords. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, it's not, I know, it's easier said than done, but trust the process. You'll be okay. Eight of Cups, Six of Swords, and Ace of Pentacles. Good for you. Good for you. Guys, you're showing me a lot of elements today that says empowerment, water, you know, feeling, anxiety. I know I should heal. This isn't easy. I got to carry on. All that stuff, the kind of classic humanness of what it is to, this is my issue. I know it. I'm not happy about it. I need to work through it. And it's good stuff. So I know it's not an immediate whiz bang and it doesn't have all the fireworks and the fizzle sticks of exciting and oh my God. But it is very much a human process. And you know, honey, I'm here for that. I respect the process very much. And I think you do too. Five of Cups, the Empress, Three of Wands. For some time, the Leo I'm looking at, despite your kind of sense of self-empowerment and respect for the self, there has been something lingering in you like an old echo. And it is an old echo. And up until recently, you realize how you've been hanging back from healing it. Cinnamon's going in and out, so that's what all that noise is. Up until recently, like I said, you kind of recognize within yourself that, Leo, we've been hanging back, hoping our feelings around an old subject, loss, regret, remorse, will get better, and they haven't. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we're kind of waiting for it to magically resolve, and that's not working, and I agree with you. And that happens quite a bit. It's not an accusation, don't take it as one. The Three of Wands can take many shapes, but they boil down to this concept of waiting and hope. And those two can create a very, very, very powerful cocktail of, I want to have something to hope for, but it's not immediately obvious, so we're going to wait. And the Five of Cups is attached to it, so there's a sense of past longing, remorse, regret, all that stuff, missed opportunities in love, or otherwise are just old aches and pains. And the Empress here, I know you know better. I know that you're not supposed to, and I know, my point is that I'm looking at a Leo who knows. I shouldn't be holding on to this and just waiting for it to get better or waiting for the feelings to go away or waiting for it to come back and resolve itself. Like, I know better. The Empress here is always going to know better. Okay? So it's also in that same form of empowerment that we can turn around, look at ourselves and say, okay, let's do something about this. So I don't know how long you were hanging back here waiting for things to just maybe magically resolve over time. Okay? You will hear, of course, the old cliche, time heals all wounds. I strongly disagree. I will always disagree. I'm always going to push back on that. Time equals temperance. Yes, it's passive healing. That doesn't mean an old wound can't hit the same way it did 20 years later. That's what happens when we allow time to just passively heal the wound. It doesn't really ever fully close, you know? In order to fully close that wound, we have to be active participants. So that's what I see you doing right over here. To the point. The Fool, the Hermit, Nine of Swords. There you go. You're like, I want to open up to other things, but first I got some work to do. Good job. Good job. I'm very proud of you. So many of you are right here in this process. You've already recognized how we've kind of been waiting without fully acknowledging that we're waiting for resolution to feel better. Like I said, for whatever it is that ailed you to come back and fix itself. Yeah, that didn't happen. The Fool, the Hermit, Nine of Swords. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to believe in new beginnings. I want to believe in new beginnings for myself. I want to believe in better energy for myself. The Fool's just that beautiful, natural burst of energy. You can't fake it. You either have it or you don't. And the Hermit says, I got to heal this stuff in my mind. All the swords that are in my mind. There's a lot. Nine of Swords, a lot of stress. That's a lot of anxiety. And the Hermit, let him do his job. He'll take care of it. Okay? The Nine of Swords is ultimately nothing to the Hermit. But there's a lot that you need to dig out in your mind that has allowed you to ruminate and stay stuck. Okay? The Hermit's going to fix it. Based on experience, too. Many of you have walked the path of healing before. And why it took this moment in your timeline to activate it, I don't know. I just know that you have experience with the Hermit. And you're allowing him to do his job now. In other words, you are actively pursuing healing and you're actively pursuing consciousness of it. Okay? Because here's why. You want more freedom. More freedom for a positive spirit and a positive outlook. Eight of Cups, Six of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, that's better. You finally, I love that. That's so beautiful and it's soft and it's subtle and it's not angry. it's like I'm walking away from this not because I have to, not because I give up, but because I don't want to be here anymore. That's what it is in this context. Once more, Eight of Cups, you can just say walking away. It's more than that. It can mean a variety of things. I'm numb, I'm shut down, I'm emotionally unavailable, and you're like, I don't want to stay back here where I was. It's not a failure. It's just, it's time to move forward. I don't want to be there anymore. It just makes sense then. We're no longer emotionally available to pains of the past and holding on to it. We're more dedicated to working through it and actively moving on. And guess what happens? Ace of Pentacles. This is such gentle grace and acceptance and moving it forward because you want to. Not, again, big difference between I have to leave this behind and I want to. There's no more space for me to exist in the past. True. The past is the past is the past. Like I said, it's so easy to fall prey to it and live for it. But once you catch on to it, I don't want to be there anymore. You do the work and you're saying, I want to leave this behind. I have a new beginning. And you do. You do. You said you wanted that energy to be available to you. You're making it happen. And that Ace of Pentacles doesn't just show up then as a spiritual concept. It shows up as reality. You'll be embarking upon something that shows up realistically in the real world. Be that a new home, job, career, or just new advancements for you to invest in your life. But it's really real, and I love that. I love that for you. And this is what happens. I will remind people, when you've done the work, it shows. Everything begins with the self. And the more we understand that it's an internal process, we do the work, guess what happens? The external shows up. So you've done your job. Many of you, like I said, are right about here. This process seems to be over. This idea of waiting. Waiting just for the bad feelings to go away. You knew better, okay? With the Empress. It was within your skill set this whole time. It's just we lost sight of it, all right? Let's get some advice, please. The Hanged Man. The Hierophant, the Three of Swords. Part of you, you recognize this is a good reflection on your part, actually. I'm glad you figured that out for yourself. That was very specific. The Hanged Man, the Hierophant, and the Three of Swords. You realize one of the reasons why you were trying to gain so much perspective on this is that a big part of you was showing a higher self aptitude. Part of you was committed to seeing the resolve to this, even if it took time. And we could have been using our higher self energy, our commitment energy, towards our own healing. But many of you understood, oh, my sense of commitment to this is kind of what allowed me to have faith back here and hope and wait simultaneously. And this is where I have to point out to people, all cards, all energies and tarots have pros and cons, and the Hierophant has many beautiful pros and equally strong cons. So if we want to commit to holding on to pains of the past, if it means we have resolution or the hope of resolution, we will, even if it's against our best interest. I want you to use, once more, everything begins with yourself, so that commitment energy is for you first and foremost. Commit to your healing, and that commit to that energy of wanting a new beginning for yourself, and it comes through. And you learn that. You learn that. It's like, why am I hanging back here waiting for the pain to resolve or go away or reappear? It's like, oh, because that's kind of who I am. I'm that person who, when I believe in something, I try to stand by it, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm using it for the right reasons. You know? That doesn't mean necessarily it's a good thing for me. That's why I have to tell people, you at the end of the day have to understand what's right for you. And hanging back in the past, waiting for a miracle resolution, was probably not the best use of your Hierophant energy. In fact, it just broke your heart more. So use this for you, not against you. Okay? Very good. That was very insightful. Very insightful. Anything else here, please? Yeah, and let your intuition guide you. I want you to shift spiritual gears, if you will. Perhaps at this time slip out of the Hierophant energy and more into your sense of feeling. Let that guide you, okay? That's what I mean by trusting the process. I know some of you have had long journeys in healing before. And maybe that was one of the reasons why you were tempted to stay back, because you understand how much commitment it takes towards the healing journey. You know? It's no easy thing. That's one of the reasons why the Hermit's my favorite. He's committed to the process. Temperance, you really have to be tuned into it in order to achieve it. A lot of people default to time heals all wounds. The Hermit says, nah. Let's do some active work here. Temperance is beautiful. 15, key. Yes, you have the key, honey. New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those who are ready to let go of the past. And that's exactly what we're talking about. See, guys, I don't just sit around making this shit up. I mean, it speaks for itself. Okay? It either is or it isn't. That was perfectly in alignment. But you have the key here. Remember that. If you start seeing symbols or keys everywhere, or you become a little bit mentally clued into keys, where are my keys? Do I need this key? Am I looking for a key? You're dreaming about keys. Just understand that keys ultimately represent symbols of freedom. We can either, again, use them against ourselves and be a jailer, or use them to our advantage and free ourselves. We have the keys to the doors. Okay? Once more, new beginnings, new directions, new adventures for those who are ready to let go of the past. I'm hesitating on this one. We'll see. The compass, finding your true star, your true north. That's currently in adjustment right now. Okay. 16, it's being transformed. Your sense of direction is changing as we speak. All right. All right, what you used to dedicate yourself towards, you understand now that needs to be pointed in a completely different direction. That time is over. 19 and 16 always have a due north. Okay? But your idea of what is due north has transformed. Very good. Okay. Maybe one. The moon. Yeah. That intuitive process. Mind your cycles, mind your change. Some of you might have some very strong insights around your next moon. Okay, as we opened with. But yeah, be mindful. All things change. Phases in all things, including healing and where we are and where we're going. All right. We have the letter W, G, F. We have the medallion of Scorpio as well as Sagittarius, both in reverse. The keyword here being passionate and optimistic. That's a good quality there. I like those both for you. And here we have the jellyfish, the tentacles, your deep feelers. Deep feelers, particularly if you understand that your feelings or memories of the past root you. That's perfectly normal. You might have a lot of water in your chart, but deep feelers and things for you, when they're that deep, you can really commit to those feelings, be they good or not so good. All right, remember that. There's nothing wrong with being a deep feeler. It seems though we have twice as much obligation to work through the hard stuff. And that's what you're doing. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please? Show me, Sagittarius, what is going on for Saggy? Oh, gosh. That's what I hate, I think, the most about allergies is that I just squint. Trying to protect the eyeballs from any more intrusive pollen. Good luck. Oh, and sniffing, of course, the sniffles. What's up? Show me, Sag, please. Three of Cups. Seven of Cups. Nine of Wands. Oh, okay. Okay. Eight of Cups. Okay, well, that's true then. Ace of Swords. I'm not going to argue with that. It's Tower. Okay. All right. All right. Some insight is better than none. Six of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Okay. Look, in the opening straight away, you had an initial feeling, and I think many of you are back here now. Okay. Once more, the general overviews tend to capture weeks, maybe a month or so. But yours is very, very recent. It's very, very current. Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, Nine of Wands. You're like, okay, I'm going to dip into some cups. We're going to explore. We're going to try out maybe options in love. It's some really simple emotional connectivity. And then your energy went, bam, Nine of Wands. No, changed my mind. Changed my mind real quick. You dipped your toe in and then you pulled it out real fast. Now you have your reasons, but clearly while you were connecting, maybe seeing some folks, nothing, it shouldn't be too crazy. That's emotional exploration. It should be emotional exploration without any sense of commitment or sense of direction or flow. It's literally saying I'm open to exploration. Okay, so there really should be no sense of we're stamping it into a Six of Pentacles or we're rocking an Ace of Cups here. It's the willingness to be open, try some feelings out with one or a couple of folks. And you might have done that for a brief period and then you went, no. And that was a harsh no. And that Nine of Wands is like, don't play, don't try, just don't. I'm not into it, change my mind. No, I changed my mind. And that's fine if you change your mind, but your energy went really sharp on it, almost rough. So I don't know if you had poor experiences, but I do know this. Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Tower. You kind of had some swift insight, and I mean very swift insight. If you haven't yet, you will soon. And you know what that swift insight is, honey? It was actually incredibly simple. This is an internal tower. The thought occurs to you, I'm just not available. I'm not open for this. I'm not ready for this. I don't want nothing to do with this. I'm not ready. And it was a simple conclusion on your part, but it hits you like a moment in lightning. Like a lightning moment. It just, the knowledge base is so, why does it kick you in the head so hard though? Oh my God, I'm not ready. I don't want to do this, which is cool. I'm glad you have the insight. I really am. I'd rather you know than not know. And I had that discussion with Libra last week or a week or two ago. It's, if you know you're not ready to open up, if you know in your heart of hearts you're not available, then stop trying to force it. Because I can see where you were connecting and then it turns into, no, I'm not going to do it. So where you're trying to force emotional connectivity, where you're trying to force yourself to put yourself back out there, quote unquote, perhaps you felt pressured to. The fact of the matter is, you know the truth at the end of the day, or you will soon. It's either going to occur to you like a lightning thought. Perhaps it is pointed out, Sag, you keep trying, and then you keep withdrawing. Maybe you're not ready to put yourself back out there. Maybe that was the influence, but it's still going to be an internal realization of the truth. Like, oh, yeah, maybe I should stop. Maybe I don't want to keep trying because it feels like I'm forcing myself, and then I put myself in this position of putting walls up, especially if someone's interested in pursuing further and you shut it down real roughly, real quickly. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this is you. It doesn't have to be you. Take it resonates if it does not. This one is a very specific Sagittarian profile today. Six of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. You know, there's a sense of, I have confidence in where I'm at. I am confident in my day-to-day activities. I am confident in my home base. I am confident in my comfort zone. And you're saying, you know, that's what I want to build into. You're still sorting stuff out in the home base. You are kind of still sorting stuff out in your comfort zone. But this is where you're showing me confidence. Okay, it's in that sense of home, responsibility, care, this kind of thing. You're saying, and that in and of itself isn't completely resolved, but this is where you feel the most confident. Many of you are contemplating now your spaces, your personal spaces, your environment, your money, something, your own sense of security and self-worth. And you're like, that's where my energy needs to go. That's the only place for now in my life where I'm feeling any level of confidence and pride. Some of you have house pride. I completely understand that. I get that. That's, you know, we want to have pride in our homes, or many of you, that's where my focus needs to be because I want to build myself up. You know, I want to focus on my own particular sense of character and or contribution, and that's not a bad thing, especially if it's in Two of Pentacles. It looks like it's in a place of fluctuation at the moment, or it will be in future. The point is that's where I say you kind of shine, and it has less to do with your kind of personal emotional input or output. Just where are you specifically finding yourself these days in terms of comfort zone and feeling secure? Okay. So like, I don't know about all that mess. I'll get back to that later. For now, this is what I can focus on, and that's what you're focusing on in future, and I think that's a good call. There's something about this where it's like it is not connecting well. You tried, but it's not connecting well. Let's get some advice, please. And I just, you know, I'm sure many of you heard it. It's time, honey. It's time to open up and put yourself out there. It's Three I said Three of Cups. Excuse me, that was my lisp slash stutter. And when I'm very tired, one tends to roll into the other. Three of Cups. Whatever it is you thought you heard, it was Three of Cups. And judgment attached to that. It's like, it's time. It's time to open up. It's time to connect. People can tell you that, and it might even feel like that. But unless you're ready, unless you're healed, it's not going to take. It's just not going to take. So don't force the issue. If you find yourself putting up walls and getting defensive and, hey, Sag, I enjoyed hanging out with you, let's do this again, and then you're suddenly like, no. And you can't articulate it. It's not really a them or they problem. But just the idea of it makes you feel pressured and edgy. Yeah. It'll be time, just not your time right now. Okay? I think you had a lesson in that. Don't push yourself into connections that you're just not ready for. I agree. Because that's how we end up causing harm to ourselves and others. So I'd rather you recognize it than not. What's interesting is the way it hits you. It's like, you know what? I'm just not available. And that's okay. I can come to terms with that. I can consolidate myself around that particular truth. And that's okay. I don't have to be. I'm not playing by anybody's rule book but mine. I don't have to be ready except for me. And no one else. Okay? All right. Let's get some advice, please, for Sag. There's that Tower. Knights of Wands and Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, you don't have the energy for this. You don't want to put effort into it. Bless them. You know, the Knights tend to have a little bit more direction, a little more sense of energetic flow, and also real world activity. And you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't have the energy, and I really have the time. I don't want to give this the time. And it hits you like all of a sudden. I don't have the energy for this shit. I don't have the energy to give it my effort, which is the Knights of Pentacles, not even slowly. You ever been in that situation? It's a really tricky situation. It's like, I don't even have the energy to give this in terms of like low-level effort. So again, I'd rather you know that than not. Okay, because here we got you sometimes creating spaces that feel good and then putting a wall up around it. So I'd rather you know. You know, that way you're not wasting your time and feeling bad about it, especially if other people want more and you're like, I can't give you more. So yeah, I'm glad that you understand that. I really do. And that's okay. Reclaim your space. I want you to focus on something that does make you proud, something that does make you confident, and something that makes you feel back in touch with your life. And I suppose that's all that matters, guys, you know? Okay. This is pretty straightforward. Yeah, message number 7. $39, community. A lot of contact messages here, concern from family, friends, people in your community. You know, putting your focus into that. What mask? Okay, mask, wearing a mask. Some of you didn't probably realize you were wearing a mask. I think you were trying to give people in your life, such as family and friends, reassurances that things were fine. And look, you're seeing people, right? You're putting yourself back out there. It's fine. That was a mask you were trying to show other people. It's like, I'm fine. You weren't. And when you acknowledge that, when you recognize that, you started to feel better. You know what? I'm not fine, but I'm going to be. I'm going to focus on what matters. So thank you very much. But I'm not going to connect just for the sake of it. I'd rather focus on something that actually matters right now. And that would be me and my confidence and my sense of direction. I agree. You know, they mean well, guys. They mean well. It's just, it's that place of concern, you know. And sometimes, even with the best intents, you have to push back. I'm not okay, but I will be. Thank you for asking. And drop the mask here, especially with the people who are supposed to be the most intimate and or part of your inner circle, right? You can drop the mask there. And just push back a little bit. Don't worry about me. Let me focus on what I need to focus on, you know? Completely agree. Those numbers are 47 and 39. And you also got key right up there with Leo. Number 15, New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those who are ready to let go of the past, and that's not where you are. One day you would like to be ready. One day you look forward to it. Really owning and possessing that key. You want to be able to open any door with confidence. But for now, your key is more focused on your home and your own particular front door and what lies behind it. Okay? And I don't blame you for that. So right now you're just being mindful of your own key to your own door. Yeah, I get it. And like I said, you're focused on your own key to your own dang door. There it is again, house. You're really going to become a homebody for a while. It's not a challenge. I'm not telling you what to do. This is the Sag I'm seeing today. I don't sit around and make this stuff up all day, guys. This is what I do. It's pretty good at it. So I know I'm seeing the procedure for someone who's not ready to be out there externally connecting to people emotionally. And we need to take care of our sense of home, self-worth, self-home, and everything that's going on there. Stabilize, focus on what matters. Again, once more, the only key you're focused on in a new beginning or is to strengthen your household. Focus on what matters to you. Okay? All right. And for some of you, simply relocating and home is a priority. And it's like, I don't want to put the cart before the horse anymore. Thank you. Let me finish up my processes. All that stuff. Wait, G keeps coming up. G, L, and then we have the medallion of U, Sag. Some of you might be double, triple Sag. And then we have the medallion of Pisces, the medallion, the symbol, excuse me, and that would be the seahorse. Okay, the sense of keeping a lot to ourselves. Okay, a lot of emotionality that we keep close to our chest instead of releasing it. That pressure is going to come in a couple different forms. What you feel obligated to express to others versus what you're just not ready to express and you keep in yourself and it builds up. So one of the best ways to release that tension is to tell people point blank where you are. I'm really not in the mood to make new emotional, intimate connections. So thank you. Please don't worry about me. I've got stuff to do and focus on. I'll be fine. Okay? All right. Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Aries? What's going on for Aries, please? What's up? All right. Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Okay. Three of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Hey, the Tower. Oh, Death. And Strength. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Two of Swords. You're showing me a sense of stability that you at least appreciate it. You have a foundation. It's in place. Okay? There's a lot built into that particular pie. And you admit, however, Four of Cups, that you've been a little upset or out of frequency with your Ten of Pentacles these days. The foundation doesn't feel as fun or as giving as it used to. There's a lot of worry in there. There's a lot of concern. Two of Swords and a kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to alleviate the emotional stress in here. I don't know how to make things lighter or happier. So I'm glad that you have a Ten of Pentacles. That suggests that you know what you're connected to. Beautiful. I love that. And how much you are a part of and how much you have built into it. That's wonderful. But the Four of Cups, Two of Swords suggests there's been some unhappiness here, but we don't know what to do about it. Okay. Many of you are on that kind of bleeding edge between this kind of energy and trying to find some solutions. Three of Cups, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Now, that looks like what could be some simple solutions, inclusionary energies. You know what? Let's bring in the morale. Let's try to make things lighter. Okay? Lighter times, happier days, something like that. Let's rejoice a little more. Let's relax a little more. Three of Cups, Two of Wands. Again, that's very much living in the moment. And knowing when and where and how to invest in time together with people. Again, increasing that sense of social morale I don't know that Three Cups is that you're connecting or reconnecting with anyone specific. It's in that sense of what can I do to bring some lightness into my world? What can I do to feel better about myself and maybe with some other people? How can I increase once more that sense of emotional, social connectivity? And it raises spirits. It's like, I don't need much. It's kind of like saying I don't need much. And I agree here. With that kind of energy, you're saying you don't need much, and that's fine. Three Cups, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles. It's like I would rather see some improvement and generate that activity than kind of stay back here in Sadsville. You know, I don't blame you for that. So whatever that is to you, it's showing me present mind, presentness of mind, and Two of Wands, making decisions here to connect, social, emotional, raise the morale, and more to the point, perhaps be a little bit more around folks who will celebrate you, of more happier character. So, you know, so that could be anything or anybody. I kind of see it in the general sense. You want to connect to those folks who may be back here in the foundation. Might be a little neglected, sure, in some way. I just know that you're upset by it and you want to do something about it. So maybe connect with them, maybe lighten their energies a little bit, and you also want to include some fresh energies too. It's a little bit of everything. So it's nice, it's simple. I like your plan. It was fine. But the rapid break stop on this one is wild. The Tower, Death, and Strength. Something's ending, and it's going to be something of a surprise to you. Now, I'm not here to be a fearmonger. This is the cards, okay? The Tower, Death, Strength. I'm going to go ahead and take it back to that unhappy opening. Now, something part of your foundation then that is looking like it was the upsetness, the sadness, the disappointment, and it's quite heavy with the Four Cups. It's deceptive because it looks so simple, the Four Cups. It actually can be a much more stronger emotional component than the Five, because it's a lot more fresh. So something in there that you know is a form of unhappiness, but you didn't know what to do about it. It looks like it's going to wrap itself up in some way. I had no reason to believe that you thought it was headed in that direction. That's what's wild to me, because over here I see you focused on simple solutions, and I respect simple solutions. Sometimes the best thing you can do is introduce simple solutions. Hey, you know what? You, them, they, us, we've all had a hard time. Things have not been easy right now. Why don't we all go out to dinner one night or get together as a family or try to work things out? Let's have a family game night. I don't know. Barbecue, whatever. It's kind of like that. That's what I saw you trying to do, simple solutions. And then also include fresh energies too, that may not be connected necessarily to your Ten of Pentacles. It was a little bit here, it was a little bit there. Fine. No. Apparently there was a bigger issue at play here. And I don't think you were aware of it until it presents itself as being done. This will not be something that requires strength. It's going to be your initial reaction. It's not something you can strong arm back into cooperation. It looks like it wants to exit of its own free will. So I'm going to go ahead and assume once more it's tying back into that, well, right now, things in this part of my world or situation, circumstance, or with that person sucks. I have some ideas. No. Tower, Death, Strength. It comes in as a delivery, almost like a delivery of its own right, of its own particular entity, of its own particular free will, like I said. Because I see you over here looking for simple solutions. So don't tell me you were looking for simple solutions and then you're like, all of a sudden, get the Tower, Death, Strength. No. That's how it's going to present, is an external revelation. And it's going to be a bit of a surprise, I think, for some of you. Perhaps you didn't know it was all that. It's like, yeah, I knew things were upset. I knew things were difficult. I didn't know it was all that. You know? Oh, gosh. All right, let's get some advice on this. Seven of Swords, Six of Wands, the Empress. Oh, dear. Someone's not showing their true intent. And it doesn't... Someone's hiding the fact that they don't have much confidence or pride in their own particular sense of conviction or self at the Empress there. So this is someone of importance, yes, to you. Seven Swords, Six of Wands. This is someone who's actively covering their energy of confidence. I can see where this would come in as a surprise. Someone's true feeling and or intents, or what they're really doing, quote unquote, what they're really feeling has not been revealed to you. How someone's really feeling has not been revealed to you, but this is someone of importance with that Empress there. I don't know who it is. It doesn't have to be a spouse. They're part of this, I know that. You didn't really know how unhappy this person was. You were unhappy because you knew something was wrong or amiss in your Ten of Pentacles, but you couldn't understand why. Two of Swords. You made that clear to me. It's like, yeah, my foundation's been a little down with the people in it. I don't know why. It doesn't make me happy. There's been some misunderstanding here, but it's going to be okay. Yeah, someone's been kind of hiding their true feeling. Okay? Someone whom you give a lot of credit or VIP status to. So the Emperor and Empress in our lives usually denote someone of power or influence, or their word is kind of like law, you know? So that could be anybody from a parent to a trusted friend, you know, something like this. King of Cups, Six of Swords. No, I mean, somebody keeps moving away from their true feeling. They have true feeling, they choose not to reveal it. Eventually it will. Eventually it will reveal itself in its absence. And what we've been hiding will eventually manifest externally, and it will be seen. I mean, someone's actively withdrawing. I have no feeling on this. This is not what I really feel. I'm not revealing it to you. If someone slips away from their true feelings and intentions. Okay. Well, this is not the kind of thing we can prevent, everybody. No. This is part of someone else's journey that you are witness and or subject to. You may not like it. Okay. Sometimes we are subject to these things. And this is half the reason why people watch tarot. They want to know. They have an idea something's wrong. They feel something's off. They can't articulate it. We're doing what we can to change the energies up, or at least do our part. That's what you showed me right here. I'm at least doing my part to help alleviate some of the tensions. And then the thing happens that makes everything so clear. And that's what I'm saying here for you today. The Phoenix, 25. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. You will rise from the ashes of this. It's your job in this to bear witness and accept it. It's not your call. You're being witness to it though. But I promise you, be prepared. You will feel renewed after this is done. That's a little further out. That's a different reading for a different day. Immediately is going to present as a crisis. Like I said, this wasn't your call. It's not necessarily your tower. You're just going to feel subject to it. Okay? It's somebody else's energy. And up until this point in your timeline, they kept it to themselves. I saw it twice. All right? When someone tells you who they really are, believe them. And if someone had reason to withhold all their energies, their truest selves, their feeling, their intents and purposes, and it wasn't malicious, then hopefully we can take their word for it and understand this was something that they had to do. Number 25. Number 37, poverty, feeling impoverished. For some of you, feeling small, helpless, subject to someone else's decisions. Time, 37, cuckoo clock, running down the clock, the intricacy of the parts over time, feeling smaller and smaller. Time is a thief. Oh, someone feels that they've run out of time. I see. All those combined have one message. Poverty, the cuckoo clock, which is extremely intricate, but it denotes the complexities of time passing. And we have a lot of realizations on the way. As you can see, this is a multi-layered system. And that time is a thief. Somebody feels they have no time left. They've run out of time, or time has robbed them of their vitality, specifically their youth, and their ability to do something for themselves. I don't know, but the time's up. Time's out. We've run out of time. Okay, 37 twice. And number 24. Very fascinating. Whatever this is has run out of time. I agree. I already did this. I guess I'm going for this one again. What else, please? What else is Aries supposed to see? Lion. Number 16, harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. This will not be something, it's going to be a different kind of strength. A different kind of strength to accept this. That is strength. It's just not what you would think. It's not strength to fight, it's strength to accept. Some of you have some very interesting Leo in your chart. Leo full moon could be of interest to you, and then also Leo season upcoming could be of interest. Number 16. Okay? You will get through this. Letter H, G, L, F. We have the medallion of Aquarius as well as Cancer. You might have any of these strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, and the time, the season might be important to you. We are still in Aquarius season where initially everything still seems kind of friendly for some of you. And Cancer season is next door to Leo season, so there might be some activity around there as discussed. And then we have the owl, the sense of wisdom, the big eyes, but we don't know everything yet. We will in time. Okay? Aries, honey, this one was interesting. I wish I could spend more time with it. Very interesting. Yours had one of those loud predictive factors that a lot of people drool over. It's like some kind of Hollywood blockbuster. It's like, oh my God, one of those moments. Well, it's not always fun. You know? But you absolutely had one of those big blockbuster moments today, even though what you're seeing on the table are cards. So do keep in mind, this one's either yours or it's not. Many of you won't know until time. Many of you are back here. You acknowledge it. You acknowledge the slump. You acknowledge the unhappiness in yourself and with some other folks in the community, and things aren't going as well. In time, it will reveal itself as to why. In the meantime, bless you. I want you to continue to connect to this 3 cups concept. Live in the moment with that. Make decisions. Make some small investments. Because you need it for you. I don't want you to think that that energy is for waste or for nothing. You're going to need it for you. I want you to have a good support system regardless. Okay? I want you to feel good and celebrated in some ways in your community. So I don't want you to think that that's for nothing. It's for something. It's for you. Okay? And it kind of reinforces the idea of why you have a community at all. The 10 of Pentacles. All right, Aries, honey, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Is it final calls for happy birthday? Not yet. Not yet. I think we still have another week. Yeah. Yeah. So, in the meantime, happy birthday. What's going on for Aquarius, please? Show me, Aquarius. What's going on? Show me, Aquarius, please. Oh, excuse me, the sniffles are just so bad right now. 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers. 4 of Wands is like, I was just minding my own business. Even I'm like, Aquarius is minding their own business. And then, ooh, look at you. Okay. 6 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups. Oh, you're going for it. Oh, you're moving towards it, not away from it. All right, cool. Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. You're like, that's the definition of minding my business. You're like, I'm working on something in my pathway right now. It's a little stagnant. It's a little tricky. I want to give it some good extra time, energy, and effort. I want to get that thing back on a growing path. So that Seven of Pentacles is still in play. It's not always stagnation. Here we have it got a little lax. So whatever it is that you say has to do with your security, sense of growth as a person, financially, materially, otherwise, you're saying it got plateaued. And you're like, you know what? That's not good enough. We're going to put some extra work into that. And you feel good about it. You feel good because as you work through it, you're clearing up any confusion about why it got a little stagnant to begin with. So yeah, you're working on it. That's the definition of working on it. And you are minding your business. And I'm like, that's cool. Some of you you've really cracked down on your budget, your bottom line, cutting expenses, or understanding where you can open up, and then also just generate more healthy activity with your pathway stuff. Cool. Makes perfect sense. Knights of Pentacles, the Lovers, Four of Wands. And you're like, I'm just moving along. And then, boom. We intercede a strong connection. So it's like on my way of moving forward ever so slowly but surely. Again, the definition of I'm minding my business. And then I see you walking into what is essentially the Lovers connection. Like it just shows up. So that's what it looks like sometimes in tarot. When you put these cards down, it's like, well, how'd you end up over there? I don't know. I just kept walking. And sometimes that's what it looks like. And that's where you are. It's like, I don't know. I just kept walking. And then I got you running. I don't know, running. Knight of Pentacles here. It's pretty slow. So you were, like I said, you were on your particular path. You weren't going fast. In fact, if anything, you're enjoying your kind of stroll here. It's like you've done a lot of good work. You just kept on. And there you were. The Lovers and the Four of Wands. Well, now. We got a strong connection for you. I think many of you are actually hovering back here, and you are going to start your steady pace. Okay, I'm making progress. We're doing good work here. And then boom, the Lovers. So how it crosses your timeline or you cross theirs, I don't know. I just know that when it hits, you'll know it because it's going to be like a giant neon billboard kind of smacks you in the energetic face. Like, whoa, what's this about? Yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. The Lovers and the Four of Wands. That's gonna be a big old smack in the energy. It's you'll feel it. You can't miss it. It's gonna be very strong, very potent. And it seems to be relationship oriented. Four of Wands. Now, once more, a relationship is how two people define it. So how long it's gonna take you to define it? What it means to you, what it means to them, the time, energy, and effort you both put into it, or perhaps you choose not to. I don't know. The Lovers has to be chosen in order to keep it. And that can be tricky because the Lovers is such a strong connection, but two people have to do a lot of work, and also, P.S., they also have their own agendas. So, if you two try to make a go of it, build a relationship, see what it's like, then bless the both of you. But something's happening. So the Six of Swords, in this respect, given the opening of your bottom line, it's a transition into. It went from something that's almost fantastical and breathtaking and transitioned into something that suggests real Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So here we have the intensity, borderline fantasy of a strong connection, and then it transitions into something solid. It's not that it waters down, it shows up in its true state. Okay, and that would be a Six of Cups, something that hits closer to home, and the old soul connection, the old soul bond there. And we're going to make a go of it with the Ace of Pentacles. And that's a solid offer. That's legit. So again, it hits right into the hot, the steamy, the electric, to let's shift into the realness. Can we make this real, you and me? Does this have a future? Does it have somewhere to go? It could be an unexpected crossing on the timeline. Bit of a surprise there. Is this someone you know or used to know? I don't know. I'm seeing a combination of those elements of old soul connection with the freshness of new. Six of Cups is in the future orientation, so this could be a soul connection you've yet to meet. It becomes a new offer. It could be a renewed offer. I don't know. The Lovers have a way of coming back around. I guess you'll know in time, right? You'll know in time. You're on your way. You're on your way. Yeah, you're on your way. Ooh. it moves into the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, let's leave the hot, steamy fantasy behind and transition into something that's real. Let's make it real. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and that's a decision for two people. That's lovely. That's lovely. Here went from, I'm doing my thing, I'm concentrating on me and my finances and my house, and I'm doing just fine. Da, 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 da. Aquarius is just kind of, I'm not saying you're skipping a tune, but I'm saying you're walking a tune at a nice clip too, and then you're like, whoa, what's this? But I suppose you'll know. All right. Okay, the High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups. Intuitively, you feel independent. Intuitively, you feel individualized. Intuitively, you feel that you are taking very good care of you and your needs. Intuitively, you also feel an emotional absence, Eight of Cups, that you have not been available. Yeah, that's fine. If that's where you're coming from, and I see you doing a lot of this work on your own. It's your priority. I told you. Some of you might have identified up until very recently as someone who's just not been available, or you haven't wanted to be available, and you've been just fine with that. That's not a critique. It's not a comment. It's an observation. When you really can concern yourself with your own priorities, being available to people is not necessarily top on your list. You know, I wish more people would understand that. Not everybody's in a big fuss about, I need to be with somebody. No. Intuitively, you're like, I'm actually pretty awesome on my own. Let's keep doing that. And that's fine. It's been a no contest for you. Okay? It's been a no contest, and I love that for you. I do. Know when you're good. I'd rather be alone than settle. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I wish they'd understand that. There's so much pressure to be connected all the time. Yeah, Devil, Fear, Pattern, Page of Cups, and the Three of Wands. Ay, ay, ay. You know, some of you hate that feeling of waiting to be in love and afraid, and you're afraid of distances, you're afraid of small heart spaces, you're afraid of emotional ineptitude. I mean, we have a pattern here of, I don't ever want to be in a position of waiting for love. I know what it's like, and it sucks. I'd rather be alone. Sorry, I'm having a good chuckle because I had the feeling I was going to see the devil there. And it makes sense now, the Page of Cups and Three of Wands. Some of you are just terrified of always waiting for love to show up or to be in love, or it's too far apart and you just don't want to be part of it. You were happier on your own, and you know, you just didn't want to be one of these people obsessed with love. Because it's like, it puts me in a position of waiting to understand if it's the real deal or it's the real thing. And it's like, I don't want any part of that. Okay, cool. So how are we interpreting this then? Three of Swords, Page of Wands, and Strength. You're saying, I'm going to open up to this. Yeah, you're afraid you might be hurt by it because it does call to you strongly. But honey, I'm thinking the Aquarius I'm looking at, if it hadn't called to you strongly, you wouldn't have bothered. Honestly, because I get what you're saying. You have a very deep fear of just being left to wait or being put on hold in love, that someone's cup is always too small to measure up to what you're experiencing. And it's, again, intuitively, you're like, I'd rather be on my own and not be emotionally available than feel like I'm always in this position of waiting for love. It's a deep fear some of you have based on reality and what you've experienced in the past, and I don't blame you. And so it's, that being said, it would make sense then that something here would have to be so freaking powerful in order to get your attention. And I don't think you would have opened up otherwise. You're being, and from your energetic point of view, you're being brave to open up towards this. Three of Swords, Page of Wands, Strength. And perhaps you are being brave in opening up towards this. Because once more, you had no problem telling me. You don't exactly suffer from the concept of being on your own. I don't blame you for that. It's like, it's going to be brave of me to open up towards this. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. We're going to transition. At some point it comes up. It looks easy in the cards, but at some point it comes up. It's like, what I feel here and what I think we're feeling is very, very intense. But let's make it real or go our separate ways, you know? That would explain that transition. Okay. There's a gift involved. Number 17, perhaps an unexpected gift. I did see that possible Tower for you. A bit of a surprise there. Community. Some of you are very involved in your community. Ten of Pentacles is this person in your environment. There is, it would explain the kind of intensity there. It looks like it's in person. There's a gift within the community, within your environment, and for some of you, that gift might take the shape of a letter, a full letter. Okay, all thoughts, all feelings, an extended version of our thoughts, true self. But there's a gift in there. Correspondence, official correspondence, but also thorough. Okay, 17, 39, and 27. Perhaps it is a very formal invitation. Can't dismiss that. That might well be it. Dear Aquarius, we formally invite you. That could be it. Yeah. Groom, husband, marriage. Yeah. Some of you are the groom. If others approach you as the groom, someone who is of that orientation of, this is what I stand up for. I am that guy. I am the person. Okay, what you might call the groom, husband, marriage material. Fireflies. Fireflies? Is that confirmation for some of you? Fireflies? There's something magical about fireflies, isn't there? Of course there are. They're bugs that light up. That's awesome. Anyway, that caught my attention. That's cool. Yeah, I know. It's like I said, make it realer. We need to go our separate ways. The intensity, the chemistry, you're going to feel that right away. That's kind of a given. Four of Wands is still fire, lest we forget. But bringing it into a space of substance. The Sun, 30. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. That's what I see you doing, and that was also in your advice. It said from your point of view, it's taking you strength to open up towards this, which is a representation of Leo, the Sun, and growth. For some of you, this comes through. I've seen references anywhere between Gemini season to Leo season to, I don't know, because that Knight of Pentacles, of course, moves very, very famously slow. So I suppose you know when you get there. Good. Okay, we have the letters H, Z, W, K. We have the chakras in alignment. Yeah, I see that you're trying to do that for yourself. Pegasus in reverse. We're currently not flying towards this. It's not with the direction or aim. It's not on purpose. It's you're just moving along. And then we have the unicorn here, a sense of magic. Oh, I should think so. We have a sense of magic, purpose, magic. There it is again. Magical. Feels like magic. I should say so. Look at that. Okay. Anyway, Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Oh, there you are, right there on the split downing. Yeah. With the Eight of Wands. Some of you will be receiving communication and or putting out communication soon. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Gemini, please. What is going on for Gemini? Oh. The Four of Swords, the Lovers, you, the Knight of Cups. Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Man, you busy. Or you will be. Nine of Cups. Oh, the World and Justice. Interesting. Well, as one door closes, another opens. That's interesting. I like that. We got some spiritual and emotional adjustment for you. It's more of an internal thing as opposed to an external thing. But let's back up. Four Swords, you, the Lovers, Knight of Cups. You've been resting your heart space and you've been doing such a good job. You might even say that you've been doing you feel better about you, which is wonderful. And you have a stronger sense of self. and Knight of Cups, particularly your feeling and where they're supposed to go, where they're supposed to flow. Like you're really listening to your heartbeat these days. And what is it trying to tell you? So you're listening to your heart, you're listening to your feeling, and what it tells you when you're in rest mode, when you're in reflection mode, and what are the whispers of your heart, and how do you connect to that? It's been very lovely for you, and it's really helped you kind of put you back in place and in touch with you. And that's lovely. And it kind of put your feelings in adjustment for someone else too. And it's like, this is where it flows. This is where it goes. And sometimes we have to pull ourselves aside to listen to it, to hear it, to get back in tune with it. And that's what you've been doing. So you've been healing your beautiful hearts and your feelings and what that means to you, listening to it. And then also, by proxy, it helped you better tune into your feelings towards someone else. Okay? Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Man, you're busy. You've got a foundation. You're running that foundation. The Ten of Pentacles, of course, is very comprehensive. It covers a lot of territory, a lot of terrain, okay, for which you are deeply, actively embedded. You take it very, very seriously. You know, whenever you get the call, boom, Gemini's out the door, you're on it. Okay, you get the Batman signal, you're out there. And the Four of Wands, there's a relationship in here too that I see you participate in as much as your Ten of Pentacles, because you absolutely include this relationship as part of who you are. The Ten of Pentacles is like, as much work as I would put in my foundation, I would my relationship. To your mind, they're one and the same. So yeah, out the door you go. So this was very internal. This is very external. I can see that a lot of people benefit from your action, your communication, everything that is you do, and then also your personal home, Four of Wands, your environment. You share this with somebody, or you're actively constructing that Four of Wands with somebody. So Four of Wands does not have to be commitment. It's however a relationship is being built between you and someone else. Okay? So I see you actually vastly preoccupied with both. You know, I like it. You tend to appreciate, I'm on it, action-oriented. That's cool. Now, a little further out, like I said, this is more of an internal thing. It's not necessarily an indication of future happenings, but more of what you're experiencing inside a little further out. Nine of Cups, some form of wish fulfillment for you, a sense of self-pleasure, something that brings you happiness specifically is being closed out, and you are opening up towards a sense of balance and justice, which is good. Honestly, I'd rather you feel correct and balanced, not just justified, but karmically justified and balanced, than, you know, something that more or less makes you feel okay at the Nine of Cups. There's something here about the Nine of Cups for you is being replaced with a sense of correctness. And this is what's correct for me. This is what's good for me. This is what keeps me balanced. This is what keeps me connected. This is what I'm all about. And that's where I find you in future. And like I said, we can offer up a cup or two of kind of personal sense of self. And that can be anything from, again, minor forms of wish fulfillment to perhaps selfishness. You know, anything in there. Nine of Cups, again, all cards have pros and cons. All. Yeah, we can give something like that up if we feel correct about ourselves, our lives, what we're doing, and why. You know? I like that. In other words, you're feeling more balanced. And it has less to do with how you personally find pleasure in a part of you that perhaps you don't recognize or tap into anymore. You'd rather feel balanced. Okay? There's something here about what you do, how you do it, why you do it, what you're connected to and why, that makes you feel more complete than, say, personally satisfied. And, you know, it's a good trade-off. Rather, it's the insight, the understanding of it. Okay? Yours was pretty simple today, my friend. That's nice. I appreciate that. Let's get some advice, please. Five of Wands, for some of you, just try to pop out. There might be a little conflict here and there that you might have to deal with. Okay? What is going on? Let's take a look at Gemini. Ace of Swords, the Chariot, Judgment. We made some very beautiful, strong insights here with a lot of conviction in the Chariot, a decision to move forward. In whatever way you best understand it, it's going to be your absolute truth, and only you can arrive to that. Okay? Ace of Swords is our absolute truth, our particular conviction that we had to earn through thought, reason, logic. But the point is that we would act on it without any sense of hesitation. That's our truth. So the Chariot, forward momentum, strong sense of will, and a spiritual calling to really move on what you believe in. If I were to summarize all this, you're going to be moving in that direction of all the things you believe in. And that's where you're going to get that beautiful sense of karmic balance for yourself. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm doing right by myself and everything that's important to me. And that's all that matters. Now, my own kind of personal sense of feeling, Nine of Cups can be beautiful, but overall what my life is about and what it's dedicated towards, and that is what's going to give you that beautiful sense of peace. So when you have a strong truth and you live by it, oh, nothing beats that. That's such a good feeling. That is such a good feeling, honey. That is such a good feeling. You have such a strong connection here that soothes your heart. And you going within to appreciate that. No devilish. No devils here. No devils. I love that. That's beautiful. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying you're complete. But what I'm saying is whatever your shadow side is has been defeated. In other words, again, there's not perfect. There's no such thing. There's no such fucking thing. Trust me, you've got other devils and other shadows. But there is something here that when you have an absolute truth, there's no qualm in it. You know? There's peace. There's so much peace. You don't act in fear. You don't act through any sort of selfish sense of self. Try saying that 3 times fast when you have a lisp. No. There's some shadow side in you that has been defeated, and you don't respond to it in fear-based patterns anymore. And that's amazing. You know? No insecurities. No talking yourself out of things. You have a particular mind, a particular code. You live by it, and you're at peace. That's it. And that's beautiful. That's lovely. That is lovely. Oh, that's so nice. I don't get to say that stuff too often, if I may say so. Oh, excuse me. Goodness gracious. The snuffle's so hard. Some of you had to overcome a case of bad health. Mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. I'm leaning towards spiritual health there. We had to overcome that. Harshness, the skies. Number 10, harvest season for some of you. Okay. Family room, 21. Lovers. You. There was a perhaps rough transition in the family room. Something that ties back to home. Perhaps that threat of change, some sort of threat of change. The indication of harvest may not have been a healthy harvest. There's a sense here of the family room or a way of life, the home life, being in jeopardy. It directly involved you with the lovers. We took some time to re-examine that. Put it back to rights. Put it back to rights for yourself. And there's that piece again, the symbol of the doves, not once but twice in your card here. There's that concept of peace. We kind of righted the family room, righted that sense of priorities. If there was a threat overhanging it or feeling attached to it, you addressed it. You addressed it, and you're balanced. Peace being the emphasized word here. You were actively part of that. You've done a lot of good work here, my friend. You should be very proud of yourself. There must be a lot of peace in the home now. And a strong sense of belonging to purpose. Okay? A lot of purpose in there. Action, energy. And above all, like I said, purpose and peace. Knowing your purpose has led to peace. Okay? All right. Shark is in reverse. No sense of survival here. It's not power. There's no power attacks. There's no power move. There's nothing that sense of jeopardy here. None. That's gone. Okay. And then the gazelle's in reverse. We allowed... It represents change or a sense of speed. No. We don't want things to change. And why would you? There was also a need for some of you to change into a place, again, more of peace and direction. And we did this, but it's no longer a state of survival or power. There's no longer that sense of threat. Okay. Whatever it is you needed to do, you did it. Your energy's cleared up considerably after that. Okay, that's quite good. That's quite phenomenal. Don't get too many like this. Can't put a price on peace, honey. Okay. The world, number 36. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. For many of you, you're just showing me the classic transition. There are some things you closed out and you kept yourself open to others. But knowing, above all, that there were some things in your life that you had to deal with and close out, address them head on. After that, it probably gave you a very strong sense of, like I said, purpose. You know, you can't put a price on that kind of knowledge. Look how undisputed you are. Look how decided you are. I know my truth. I abide by it accordingly. There is no hesitation in me now. It can't hold me back. Nothing can hold me back but me. Something like that. And if it is my will towards it, then I go. So in that process, you didn't just close out a door, honey. You managed to open several. But I can see where you might be in a place now where it's like, you know what? I don't need to incorporate too much change. Thank you. I like that. I like that. I'm looking at a very secure, I don't know. A very secure Gemini, yes. Purpose-driven Gemini. You don't do all this alone, to be clear. But what I like is that you learned for yourself what was important to you. And in so doing, it feels like you didn't just address your devil, you defeated it. And it gave you so much peace. It gave you so much peace. Once upon a time, the home life was in jeopardy. Somehow you managed to pull it back. We have the letters C, R. We have the medallion of Aries as well as Libra. The key word here also being courageous for Aries. Libra, Aries could be some very strong placements in your chart. Their seasons might be important to you and you could be connecting. Yes, I saw someone here that indicates partnership with you, but that they weren't the main focus. The main focus was you. Okay? Okay, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Excellent job. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Libra? Show me Libra, please. What's going on for Libra? What's up? Oh. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is like, don't skip me. Got it. Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Four of Swords. Yeah. Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands. What's the Knight of Swords? What's with all the energies here? That's a lot. That's a lot. The Magician, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Okay. All right. I see you in a place of rest, and this is self-imposed. You have been really going within, okay, and very quiet, and from a kind of calm, commanding place in you, saying, I need to rest my highest energies. I really need to concentrate on me. So you might have looked a little isolating for a while, but it's for good reason. Many of you have been focusing on your health and your overall sense of being in person and personhood. So that's a lot in there. It's all you, as far as I can tell. Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Four Swords. And I think some of you might have been doubling down on your kind of homebody energies. And that's coming once more from a good place of, I know better and I know me. I need to rest. I need to take time out. And I'll be okay. I just really need to concentrate on myself, particularly your environment, how you find yourself in your environment, and once more your physical form. Okay? And you know that this is a good thing for you to do. So that's what you're doing. And at some point I see over here, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. And then, oh boy, you went from a place of rest and leave me the hell alone. And I'm concentrating on my best energies. I want to get myself relaxed and refreshed. And I want to make sure that in a good place in me, I know what I'm about so I can feel awesome. And I can go about my day feeling awesome, right? Cool. And then I see you over here just bubbly, 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 bubbly. You know, well, I don't know what I just said. Bubbly. I'm assuming, but I know something sounded a little weird, most likely my stutter. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness, I see you generating activity like this, and then it goes from a quiet internal leave me alone to something quite fun and bright and vivacious, even creative. In Knight of Swords, there's some activity here. We're talking, we're communicating, we're excited. You are using a lot of your mindset skills. Someone else is kind of using their kind of passion, fiery, ambitious self, and you two are generating some sort of activity. Knight of Swords. It almost looks fun, on point, but above all, this sense of, you know, that happy sort of busyness you can engage in with somebody? It's like, it may not necessarily be about goal work, but it's like the communication's on point, the actions are on point, and you two are generating a great deal. I see you next to someone else. We're having a good talk. We're getting things done. We're figuring things out. It looks good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It may have to do with work. It may have nothing to do with work. But you're in that vibe. You are definitely vibing with somebody, and it feels good. It feels on point. Matching energies right there. No idea what that is. Perhaps we'll see it on advice. The Magician, Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. You're finally making some inroads on something that you say is a form of wish fulfillment, but that you largely refrain from. And you're like, I'm being careful with it. But you're like, I'm finally opening to something that's right for me, and it feels good. You've been holding off on it for a long time. It's almost like you're afraid to go after something that you want that might make you feel good. Maybe afraid to be a little more selfish. I don't know. But, that's not necessarily a bad thing. When we have to go out of our way to build into our Nine of Cups, it can feel selfish sometimes. Sure. It kind of depends on what your wish fulfillment is, But so long as you understand that you love yourself and you're pulling in things slowly towards you to make sure that it's accommodating to you and that it fits you well, then you'll be okay. And that's what I'm seeing. The Magician, Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. You're feeling pretty good. You're not trying to stress the universe out, but you are gently asking for more. And you're kind of like, I've refrained for a long time. I feel like I'm in a good place to ask for more. It's like, I don't ask for a lot. I never have. That's kind of what you're showing me. Or perhaps the idea of manifestation feels a little weird to you. It's been a while since you practiced manifestation, but now that you're seeing results, you are gently asking for more results because it feels good. But you're not being pushy about it. You're not being demanding. You're not being high-strung about it. You're not being anxious about it. You're like, this feels good. Let's keep on with this. Let's keep on with this. And I like that. It's a nice attitude. It's nice when you kind of connect with somebody who you vibe with and they're more or less sort of equal, and that can generate some good activity of what you're doing is right for you because they can confirm it back. That might be what that's about. I don't know, but I like yours. It's lovely. It's light. I like how you spent a lot of time with yourself, possibly indoors, but really just appreciating where you are, what you have managed to achieve. Some of you really had to fight for your downtime. Goodness me. You have to know when to kick in those boundaries, guys, because like I say, if you don't protect your time, no one else is gonna. I promise you this. If people have the idea that they can take up your time, no matter how small or large, they will. So it's on you to put those boundaries in place and say, I won't be returning emails for a while. Maybe take me off the docket, maybe uninclude me or uninvite me from your little birthday party. I don't know, something like that. You've got to make that space. I'm not saying be selfish. I can see that you're a little uncomfortable with that. It's like stuff that makes you feel good. You tend to be reserved with. Okay, so cautious manifester, and that's okay. But there is something to that. In taking care of yourself and understanding your own sense of empowerment, you get more comfortable about knowing what to ask for. So life is a give and take of both. But I like this. I like that. That's nice. It's the first time I see you step out kind of externally. And you're kind of firing on all engines with somebody. Excuse me. Firing off on all pistons. Excuse me. I am tired. As discussed in the opening. Oh boy. Yeah, I think we're just about in time for our afternoon something. All right, what's up? Okay, there's that Four of Swords again. And the Three of Wands. Oh, we really took our time here. We really took our time. Some of you went out of your way to get space between yourself and everything else. You created a lot of distance. Some of you literally created distance between yourself and any sense of obligation, responsibility, work, and or difficulty. You said, I need time away. That is the long and short of it. I need time away. And you made that space for yourself. Even if it was at like an at-home vacation, you were there for a while. You were very hard to reach. I see that. I sense it too. You were on your own little island of Libra. So you took some really good quality time to reflect on your mind, your thoughts, sort them out. And then healing was obviously the center point to all that. But man, some of you had to create that space. My goodness. My goodness, we had to, okay, take that space. The Empress, you know. Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands. You went through some pain, possibly an ending. But that's what you had to recover from. You really had to get some distance between yourself and this. Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands. That's why. That would be why. That's the long and short of it. So I don't know who this is. This could be your bestie. It has that feeling that yay, hey, you're out, you're back, you're out. It's so good to see you. You've done a fantastic. You look great. I know you went through all that, but you look amazing. You look awesome. So I don't know who that is, but they're a good reflector for you, and I like how your two energies just they go so great together. But yeah, you Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands. Oh gosh, that ending, possibly pain here. We really objected to it. Really objected to it. You fought the good fight. But then you also realize sometimes the good fight's not so good for you. It takes a toll. Some things you're not meant to fight against. You know, sometimes it's just easier to accept. But we have to be reminded from that from time to time. Okay? It hurt, and you rejected the hurt for a long time. This will not hurt me, I refuse the ending. It's one of those things. The Nine of Wands is here. It's a conflicting element with what's happening. So, you know, anger, resentment, bitterness, pain, mostly. I reject those feelings, or I reject your feelings on this subject, whatever. No. It was best to accept it then, so I can see where you gave yourself space in order to learn how to accept it. Okay. Okay. Not saying a long term, but that's all right. I like how you're feeling a little more comfortable drawing in for yourself, which is good. The poisonous thoughts, 28, there it is. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. Caution along the way. I know this wasn't easy. There were some venomous thoughts in there, but I promise you, at the end of the day, the snake still represents transformation, the shedding of the skins. You know, listen to your intuition. There's that sense of healing that was guiding you. I need to stay here longer than I had initially anticipated. That kind of thing. Every time you felt tempted that you were good enough to walk outside your front door or recover, you hung back a little more. I said, maybe not. So by the time you emerge, you do look ready. Number 28. Okay? You look more than ready. I don't know who this is, but they feel like that bestie, or maybe a friend, a relative, like a sister or a brother. And it feels so celebratory of you and recognition of you. There's that bad health element. We had some luck here. I know. I see the recover, guys. There's bad health, by the way. Once more, we have to take some flexibility with these. It's what I'm seeing here. It's the pain. Emotional, mental, physical. Okay? And that also includes these difficult elements such as bitterness, anger, resentment. You can have all those and have bad health at the same time. In fact, one often leads to the other. And with luck here, we had some luck there. Okay? We had some luck there. And recovery process is well underway. All right. 2 and 31. Pearl, the hidden gem. You're full of hidden wisdoms, insights. I like that. It's one of my favorites. Pearl, the hidden gem. You got full of those hidden wisdoms. But you're a pearl, darling. Beautifully formed. Naturally. You know? No machine involved. Just beautifully formed. All right. We have the letters Y, L. We have the medallion of Cancer as well as Taurus. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. All right, Libra honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Taurus? Show me Taurus, please. What's going on? What's going on for Taurus? The Star. The Hermit. The High Priestess. Woo, beautiful. That looks easy. This represents a lot of time, so let's make that clear. Yes, the general overview is a snapshot of energies, let's say for the week or a month or so, but this is pre-existing energies. That's a lot. It's been a while. Ongoing. Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the King of Cups. This is much more in focus. All right, Three of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, that's you, and the Tower. Okie dokie, artichoke. Okay, some way back here in Taurus land, there is a big part of you that is not like spiritually broken away from you, but I'm saying kind of gets suspended and isolated, where you think about some deep stuff. You think about some very deep subjects that are far-reaching and have a lot of far-reaching consequences, and this is an intuitive process. You have no solid answers yet. You're working on it. You are working on big picture items for yourself. The kind of stuff that launches you or continues to take you further into the future. And a lot of that has to do with, what are my long-term goals? Am I on the correct path? Do I know that with the Hermit? You know, what does my path look like for the long term? Am I happy where I'm at? Do I like my star? What it is I'm reaching towards? Does it reach back to me? Is this the correct star? Do I hope for the right thing? Do I desire the right thing for myself? And the reason why you've been going through this deep process lately, I would say the past several months, if not seasons, is because your intuition's asking you to dig deeper. And it's a beautiful process. It's gentle. I want you to take your time with it. It has no immediate answers, not that I can see. But you are deeply, deeply questioning about your star, where you've come from, and is it still with you? Whatever it is that you would choose to navigate your life by. Okay? You hope for, you reach for, you desire for over and over again. And you're asking yourself, it's done a good job for me so far. Is this where I still want to be in future? And now you're listening to yourself, and this is quiet. This is not you going on and on about it. This is an internal process with the High Priestess here. Very intuitive you are. Okay? This is relaxed. Like I said, take your time with it. It's going to take you to some beautiful places. The more you contemplate it, and you'll have more answers for yourself. And who knows, you might rediscover that the path that you're on is A-okay. For others of you, you're like, maybe I want to branch out. Maybe there's a new star calling to me. You'll find out in that process. Okay? Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, King of Cups. In the meantime, back on planet Earth, where your body actually takes up space and it does things, you're like, I'm on it. And so you are. Eight of, whatever it is to you, you're on it. The Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, King of Cups. And what I like about this is that everything you do comes from a place of love. Again, you're much more the deep feeler, but quiet Taurus. Okay? You pull a lot of your emotional energy inwards. Mostly you keep it to yourself, but you have very deep feeling. So the King of Cups plus the High Priestess usually means a very strong, quiet, internal power of feeling recognition. That doesn't mean we're going on and on about our feelings. We're just very comfortable with them inside. Okay? And you're like, overall, I can say I'm pleased from the heart, and you mean it. From the heart, you can honestly say you're pleased with your activities, your work, your contribution, what you do, and why. Yes, it can get very busy in there. Yes, there's a lot of to and fro energy there with the Knight of Swords, but for the most part, you are very pleased. You smile from your heart, okay? And that's how I know the Taurus. I'm looking at you like what you do. That seems to be pretty well set. How you feel about it, okay? Where you find yourself, what you find yourself preoccupied in specifically, it pleases you. Further out, Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Tower. Whoa! Well, now. That is some radical realization, my friend. And it is radical. At some point for you in the future, it's just going to hit. And I have this image of you, just whatever you look like, you're going to be sitting in a chair one day. Just like, this is how simple it's going to be. But to you, it's going to be very insightful. I don't think I want to do that anymore. Boom! That's it. You're going to have a lightning moment where something here, you put something into, it could be work, it could, I don't know what that Three of Pentacles is, but it just hits you like lightning. there's something here I don't want to do anymore. And it doesn't freak you out, but it's a moment of insight. Part of that piece back here where your kind of soul or your spirit drifts away sometimes, and you think about the deeper implications of your life and where it has led you and where it's going to take you, because there's a future process in here as well. And you see how one kind of led to the other? Where do you think all that beautiful, quiet, internalized soul searching was going to lead you somewhere? And you actually have something. A little kind of special Taurian nugget is going to drop in your lap and be like, you know what? There is something here I don't want to keep doing. I don't see it as part of my future. And I'm okay with that. I like it. Why you couldn't just prune it off, I don't know. Perhaps you didn't realize until that moment you just didn't want to contribute to it anymore. I really don't know that Three of Pentacles could be anything, particularly since I'm looking at Earth energy. I don't know. You told me you were smiling from your heart when it comes to work, so that Three of Pentacles could represent something outside of that. Something where you contribute. You know? You were doing all this for something, honey. It's something that represents your time, energy, and effort, even if it's in a low way, like a not big deal way, compared to, say, the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know. But I like this process. I respect it a lot. And if you've ever been in kind of like it's not suspended because it's active. It's not exactly passive. It's just quiet. No one else can see it or experience it but you. I like this. It's very gentle. You're not demanding answers from yourself, but part of you intuitively was restless. It was trying to put its finger on something, and it found something to put its finger on. I don't want to participate in that anymore. Boom, there it goes. Let's get some advice, please. The Moon, trying to go within. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, something here that it's kind of like I'm being honest with myself about this for the first time. You're saying, from my experience, whatever this Three of Pentacles represents, it's a deep place in me, the Moon. I didn't know how unhappy it made me until you were ready to realize it or learn it. It's been under your Moon so long. From the Taurus I'm looking at, from your position, you won't really understand what this is until it hits you. And again, it looks so simple on the surface. That Three of Pentacles can be so misgiving for you. But whatever this is has been disappointing you for a long time. And it's under the Moon. You have a lot of experience with it. Like a lot. Nine of Pentacles. But you didn't realize until very recently how disappointing it is. And you don't need it anymore. You don't need to give any more of your time, energy, and effort to it. I would love to know what it is. It's reminding me too much of Epic. Faith No More. What is it? I would love to know what it is, but it's going to be different for every one of you. But it's something that's been elusive. That's okay. That's what this process was. I'm glad you had a nice, gentle process. You were kind to yourself in this. I'll tell you what, when that moment hits, it's going to hit. And it's going to be very relieving in its own way. A little scary to kind of admit this to yourself. You know what? I don't like this Three of Pentacles. I never have. There, I said it. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. It's honest. That's what counts. You don't have to give to it anymore. You can drop it. Honey, you can drop it like a bad habit. It's done. It's done. And it's going to feel freeing in its own way. But yeah, it's been disappointing you for a long time. Queen of Wands, King of Cups, the Six of Swords. That's interesting. King of Cups there. You might have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart, even if it's one placement. It shows up as a big part of who you are. Six of Swords, King of Cups, and Queen of Wands. There's something here energetically we're leaving behind. You don't have the stamina, you don't have the oomph, you don't have the drive for it. You never really did, or you haven't for years. It's kind of like, again, more real talk, and the truth will set you free. So once you understand it and you realize it for yourself and you can part ways with this, again, you're going to feel a little naughty at first. I can't believe I'm going to stop doing this. Oh my God. But that's the beauty of the truth, though. When you accept it and you understand it's your truth, you can move on from it, give yourself grace from it, and make peace with the subject. And you don't have to give to it anymore. You haven't had to give to it for a long time, but you made yourself do it. That's how habitual you are. And that's why Taurus can often get stuck in that particular rut of whatever it is. You just give to it without questioning it or thinking it. You just assume to carry the burden. And in the meantime, you could be resenting it or hating it forever, for a long time, years, months, I don't know. The point is, when you realize it's your power to give or take on that subject, you don't have to give to it anymore. And it's going to be such a huge relief for you. You don't have to keep up the pretense of being attached to this. You're not. I don't know what it is. But I like how it hits you. You know what? It's kind of like, you know what? Let me tell you what I really think. That sucks. It always sucked. I've never liked it. Then why did you keep contributing to it, Taurus? Never mind. Never mind. I don't like it now. And that's the point. And I suppose that's why. That's one of your cons, honey, is that that fixed earth includes that fixed mentality that I have to keep doing this because I started it. You know, I have this rule. It reminds me of reading a book. I'm a big reader, right? So particularly when I was young, I had this rule that if I started a book, I had to finish it. And then I realized how much I read that was utterly boring or fantastically bad. And I would make myself drag through this book and it would get stretched out when I could have been jumping on this novel that actually seemed interesting, or it could have been a lot more insightful or fun, or frankly, just a lot more engaging. So me stretching something out instead of just acknowledging I don't like it, it sucks, and just giving it away or donating or selling it, I was like, I'm going to force myself to fit. And why? It didn't serve it didn't serve me, right? So this is kind of like your equivalent to that. Now I have a 30-page rule. If in the first 30 pages I'm not engaged, I'm not interested, it's boring, or what? I'm just confused. Bye. It's gone. It's gone. I ain't got time for that, honey. Life is too short. And it's the same with your Three of Pentacles. Courtship, number 4. You, Hierophant, the Lovers. Aw, where the hell did that come from? That's you. Huh. There's a relationship. You're involved. Number 36, the Hierophant depicted as a cross. I know it's not the most flattering because it's that sense of hardship is in there as well. I know it's not the most flattering. I didn't make the oracles, honey. And then the Lovers here. What about that? What about it? Change. Some of you want change. And it's hard for you to admit that. Change, a sense of transition between a relationship and something more fulfilling. Perhaps for some of you, FYI, this represents change between relationships, you recognizing it. It's not for all of you. I don't know why I'm saying it. For the most part, it's largely been contextual in terms of environment, circumstance, possibly work. Again, 3D energy. But like I said, you know, particularly with that earth energy, it can represent a lot. You guys put a lot of faith into that pentacle, and that could include things like relationship statuses. For some of you, I'm seeing the transition between a relationship that you feel that you have been relying on yourself to carry as in a burden to switching over to something a lot more conducive or satisfying, such as the Lovers, something much more personal and much more involving in a spiritual way, emotional way, something like that. I don't know. But it says change. It says change. That's the Chariot there. You must have some interesting Cancer in your chart. We have a touch of Gemini in there as well. I wish I had more time with that, but I do not. But it's a good reminder. Take it resonates, leave it does not. Even though I'm seeing the profile of Pentacle, it might move into something a lot more personal. Absolutely. Okay? You know? Unity, number 34. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. There's something in you, yeah. Some of you, it hits more on the personal side, as opposed to, say, life orientation and goals. Or reading a book, you know? It hits different for some of you, very much. 34, like I said, I wish I had more time. Bear, strength, resourceful, yeah. Absolutely. I know. You can be very strong and you can be very resourceful. That is your nature. That is your way. And mountain, challenges, achievements, I know they're one and the same for Taurus. You're used to it. You're used to obstacles. You're used to that Ten of Wands. It's a challenge, but it also can represent an achievement. Okay? I always said if there's anyone in the zodiac who can move a mountain, honey, and it depends. But it looks like you're up for it. Okay? The willingness to make changes, even if it costs you a lot of your own personal sense of resources and or energy, if it means getting to the other side and achieving what you want, you can and will make it happen. All right, that one, yeah. We have the letters M, A, W, K, and G. That's it? No medallions? Oh, wait, we have one little itty-bitty symbol here. What is it? We have the envelope with the heart on it in reverse. What that means is lack of love messages or lack of the expression of love. For some of you, I did see that as being an issue, but mostly I saw it as you had nothing left to give the situation, particularly no feeling of love and an absence of passion, moving on from that, having to give to it. And for some of you, that's what we're talking about today. Your oracles keep pointing me back to love. And I know a big part of who you are is having a strong heart and a deep one too. And some of you are showing me pentacle today instead of relationship. You know, for others of you, it's relationship instead of pentacle. For some of you, it's a little bit of both, you know. All right, Taurus, honey, I do hope this helped you. All right, I do. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please? Show me, Virgo. What is going on for Virgo? What's up? Sorry, I just heard the words dusty plain. I have no idea what they're related to. I don't know if it's from a movie, a book, lyrics. I just heard the words dusty plain. Like always, just because I have an impression doesn't mean it applies to you. But if it does, there you go. I don't know. Just dusty plains. I don't know. It was fleeting. Okay. What's going on for Virgo? Two of Swords. I had a feeling I was going to see that. The High Priest. Oh, I'm sorry. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. You're experiencing mixed signals within the self. That's okay. We'll get to that. All right. The Fool. The Ace of Cups. And then we receive clarity. This is what happens when you get on the same page with yourself. Beautiful things happen. The energies become available. Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, a little bit of stress there realistically towards the end. That's okay. Let's start from the beginning. Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's kind of like saying my heart's open to receive. Is it? Question mark. I want to be receptive. I want to receive love, but I'm not available. Okay. I think what you're saying is I'm not available to that which surrounds me. You want to be open to love, but your sources for receiving it are not what you want. Because you're confused. You're showing me confused. How is it I can want love, but I am not available to that which is around me? It's because you don't want it from the sources that are coming from. Now, I don't know what kind of love you're looking for. Familiar love, soul kind of love, relationship kind of love, just support kind of love. Okay? So it's kind of like saying, yes, my heart's open, just not to this person or that person. I want a different signal. You're telling me, and this is why you're confused. You're like, how can I want love and not be available to what's around me simultaneously? It's because you're not consolidated yet. The good news is that you know you want your heart open to receive. You want to feel love. You want to feel supported, I'm assuming. But you're also saying, it's not immediately around me, though. My heart's dissatisfied. So it seems like a contradiction. And that's because technically it is. How can you want to receive love and not be available to it at the same time? You're like, I don't know. That tells me that yes, you would like love. You just, I mean, I don't want to sound crude, but you're not really into what's available on the market currently. or immediately surrounding you in your said market. Okay? That's it. And when you understand that, things kind of snap into place. See how? The Fool, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Now, I don't know what allowed you to get out of that place of confusion and into a place of almost perfect consolidation. But you did. I'm very curious about that little gap there. I'm a little curious about that space right there in between. I would love to know more when you kind of like, oh, I put it together. Yes, I want love, just not from what's around me. To, I want a new beginning, because new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. I want to be in love, and you blast wide open to it, and it's open arms of acceptance of what you're feeling and allowing yourself to make space for it too with the Ace of Pentacles. So that's no joke. You're going to make it happen. New beginning, baby. New beginning in love, new beginning and a solid start and a foundation. Ace of Pentacles. Let's make it happen. So I like how you went from, I'm confused, to, you know what? I know exactly what the hell I'm doing. And I accept where I've been, and I accept where I actually want to be. You see what I'm saying? It's like the stuff at the market's just not working for me. I want to go to new market. I want a new supply. I want a new drug. No, that's Huey Lewis in the news. We don't want that. But you see what I'm saying? That's what you want. You want, when you understand that you want more than what surrounds you, that's going to require you to shift your energies into, okay, if it's not here, then where is it? It's somewhere else, except for where I've been. And then boom. You blast open to a new experience because your energy is in alignment, not because it isn't. You see what I'm saying? You can only work with what's here, not what isn't. Back here it wasn't available, over here it is. So like I said, I'm deeply curious about this median right here. And what allowed you the insight. Perhaps we'll see it on clarification. Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Now, just because you feel it doesn't mean you ain't nervous as hell, because you is. You nervous. In the future, when you make it real, you're nervous, you're tentative. So this is where we have to talk about fears of the mind. I'm glad you made yourself available to the truth. This is what you actually want. This is where you want to be. Please try not to step into the fear of, maybe I made a mistake. Because you're close. You're so close to shutting it down. When it actually gets real and it's time to start investing realistically in love and in your love goals and in your life goals, you get real nervous. Nine of Swords. Oh God, what if I made a mistake? Oh my God, what if this doesn't work out? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my. So you're having a rumination of what looks like panic thoughts in future about getting this going. And is your course of direction correct? Your feelings where they're opening up, is that correct? Or are you going to talk yourself out of it? Because that Nine of Swords is strong enough to override what's happening here. I don't want it to be. I want you to succeed. I want what you want. I've seen what you want. And I don't know how you earned the knowledge, because you did some sort of work that allowed you to be over here with a sense of no. And it's beautiful and it's bold and it's bright. So if you're going to make good on it, and it looks like you are, I want you to step into it and mean it and own it. Please don't allow that Nine of Swords to contradict what you've worked so hard to understand. Okay. A little bit of fear is normal. That's a little bit out of control, though, with the Nine of Swords. Okay, it's a little too much. All right. I'm not saying you didn't combine it. Honestly, I know it's hard sometimes to open up, but this is the authentic self. This is the inauthentic self. The fears of the mind trying to keep you in check from your actual goal. Okay? So once more, I read what's here, not what isn't. It's not me picking on you. It's me wishing you well. You got out of this stuck zone. I don't know how long you were in there, flopping around like a confused fish. I have no idea. I'm more concerned about where you're going to be, and I want you to sustain that so you can be successful, okay? Not getting in front of yourself. All right, let's get some advice, please. Speak from the heart. Eight of Wands, King of Cups, right there. It caught my attention. Let's get some advice, please. I see you trying to make good on your goal there in future. It's happening. I see the love messages there. I see the romance there. There's your page kicking off. Let's make it happen. Nine of Swords. Oh, shit. Maybe not. Maybe I changed my mind. Maybe you remember this back here. the Hanged Man, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. I know! Don't lose sight of what you determined upon. Please don't do that. That at some point, I was very curious of what allowed you to go from, like I said, a very confused person to a I know exactly what I'm doing person. And that's awesome. I love this energy. The Hanged Man, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Don't. There's that interim I'm looking for. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. Realistically, you've given this a lot of thought. A lot of thought. Lots of constructive points of view in here. You turn this thing upside down, inside out, up and around, and every other way you could before you said yes to a new beginning for yourself. This is very Virgo. Did I think of everything? According to this, you have. Don't lose sight of this. You know this new beginning's right for you. Don't contest it. Don't talk yourself out of it. These are fears, not guarantees. The King of Swords in you knows better. I know this new beginning's right for me. I've thought about it 1,001 ways and 1,001 times. And if my heart is so restless and unhappy with what surrounds me and I still feel in want, then that means it's on me to understand what is new or available to me. I got to open up towards it. You're saying it's on me. You made that choice. Honor that choice because that's the real and correct thing. Okay, I would like to know what's provoking so much stress in you in future when it's times to get real because as far as I can tell, that King of Swords made up its mind. I would love to know what's provoking the stress in there. It's just time to make it real and not stressful. The Wheel of Fortune. Four of Pentacles. Oh, some of you just got used to holding back. It's been a long time. The Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Pentacles. Some of you are just so used to refraining. Excuse me. Some of you are just really used to holding back or holding on. The idea of new is really lopsided to some of you. And I don't mean that as a front. Everybody thinks, oh, new, I'd know what to do with new. No. When most people are confronted with new, they usually have very ungraceful reactions. Everybody thinks, I know what I would do with new. Ha! No. The person who is more prepared for it mentally is much more likely to devote themselves to the concept. So when it actually does come across, they know they're supposed to go for it. You have a moment in your future timeline where you get real shaky at the knees, despite your determination. And it's just for some of you, you're just so used to holding back. You're so used to holding back, to being conservative, not knowing how to let things go. You're more used to holding on, practically speaking. The idea of new for some of you is just hard as the idea or the theory goes. You haven't had to put it into practice in a long time, or perhaps some of you never really have. Okay, in which case I am sympathetic. There's a first time for everything. This newness for you, well, I don't know if it's the first time, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time. You're so used to refraining, so used to holding yourself back, and there's nothing wrong with a conservative nature, but not to the point where it, works against you. And that's true for anything, whether your nature is forward or reserved, it doesn't matter. Use it because it works for you. Don't use it to make it work against you. There are times when it pays to be reserved and practical and withholding. And there's times like in this moment in your life where it won't be. So you remember that hesitation, remember where it's coming from. Because otherwise you are very prepared. Okay? So don't discredit yourself and all that work you've done. Okay? Number 8, false person. Mountain challenges 21. Okay. Fears. There's more fears. Impossible challenges, you can't overcome them. This isn't coming across as an internal dialogue, as a kind of devil that some of you have as a pattern of holding back and holding on to something way too long. Where do you think this came from? I think some of you have been holding off on new beginnings, suppressing it, smothering it, trying to make it go away. And your heart kept coming back to that principal point. I want love, and I'm not satisfied with anything around me. It kept coming back to that, so you remember that. Some of you have a very strong internal dialogue. This is impossible to overcome. It's not going to work out. That's a false thought. Yes, everything is in as much as a challenge as we make it to be. If we're not enjoying the process, what starts as a molehill becomes more of a mountain. And then we talk ourselves out of taking the climb. So this is an internal dialogue. We must remember false person in this one is devil. This is an internal devil. Overcoming our own personal sense of challenges and sense of losses, okay, or fear of loss. 8/21/10. I know it's easier said than done. I just hate it when people use time as an excuse not to achieve what's burning inside them. Oh, it's just been so long, or I'm afraid of change. We all are, until one day we're not. Your need for change is so much bigger than the fear that binds you, and I hope that you realize that when the timing is right. Okay? That's all. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. What you will actually do, I don't know. It's a little further out, so I can't quite see it. But once more, I just hope you remember what led you up to the conclusion. That you were ready for a new beginning, because something crosses your path eventually, enough for you to put your heart out there in some way, to at least start the process. And that's when the old fears kick back in. The what ifs and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Okay? Snake number 28. Your intuition. Remember, once more, the snake represents transformation at the end of the day, but yes, also simultaneously the venomous thoughts that are within ourselves. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. You're on your way to your next adventure, but if you don't trust the path or the adventure, all you're going to see is snakes and mountains and scary stuff. When again, it could be an adventure full of happy trees, as Bob Ross would say. Colorful gnomes. Maybe some forest fairies. You know? It's interesting. At 31 thorns, weathering the challenges ahead will bring in new and positive future. You know? Like, show me obstacles and fears. Don't you want to push past that? And looking back on it, you'll be glad that you did. And you realize those obstacles actually weren't so bad. They were much bigger up here than in reality. Okay. We have the letters L, E. You have the dog tag here that says protected. You're more protected than you know. You're more ready for this journey than you realize. And then we have the coffee bean. Some of you are coffee lovers. You enjoy your cup. And also the energy here is natural. You're not making it up. That's really real for you. You know, I want you to go after those aces because you want to go after those aces. But if you talk yourself down, I can see that you're in the position to do so as well. Okay? Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Ooh. What's going on for Capricorn, please? Show me, Capricorn. What's up? What's going on? The world. Okay. Okay. Knights of Pentacles. You're like, I'm going to tell you what's what. No, you tell me what's what then, honey. That's one of the reasons I appreciate your energy, your collective energies. And once more, you tend to be very straightforward, which I appreciate. Most people make me dig. I am the human excavator, apparently. Strength, 4 cups, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, you got it. You got it. I'm not saying you're perfect, but I'm saying you got a grip on it. The Chariot, King of Swords, and stuff. Yeah, I mean, why am I here? Why are you reading? Why am I reading? Why are you reading that? Why am I reading this? You don't need to be here. With all due respect to where you are, you know, you have recently decided, immediately you jumped into the world, the circle. You're like, this is done. It took me a long time to arrive to this, but I can't do this anymore. Whatever that is to you, you have been emotionally vacant from it from a long time. And it's one of those processes. In order to leave something behind it, again, once more, it does not have to be a person. It can be a relationship of some value. It can be a work thing, a circumstance, a situation where you have been numb to it and separating from it emotionally first, and now your body's kind of catching up. Okay? You're done. You said it took me a while to get here, but I arrived to the conclusion that is appropriate for me, which is very you. You closed out a cycle for you. It was too slow, it was too tedious, and it gave you a lot of time to emotionally distance yourself from it. You know, the numbing sensation was there. You weren't emotionally anchored to it after so much time. Or you found it trying to be was just ridiculous or whatever it is to you. That you said, you know what? This is done. My moving in this direction just cost me emotionality and made me numb to it. So this is done. It's done. You might have closed out this cycle. Actually, this is going a little further back on the timeline, but we're talking January. It weren't long ago. I know that. For some of you, 21 is confirmation. Yeah, this is very recent, but also determined. It's done. Whatever this is done. Strength, 4 of Cups, King of Pentacles. Don't get me wrong. Decisions like this suck. I tell people all the time, whether you are on the receiving end of the cycle or you're prompting it, the hurt is twofold. It doesn't matter if you're on the receiving end or if you're the one who decided to close it. Hurt is hurt is hurt. You're upset. You're upset. You're upset and you're trying very hard not to show it. So here you're showing me strength to suppress what you feel. I'm going to advise against that. I understand. You feel it's your responsibility to be strong, especially since you clearly initiated this cycle. But you are entitled to your feelings of disappointment too. Remember, there's a reason why you were ultimately dissatisfied with this, and I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. It could be something to do with work or a goal that you have to close out, and it doesn't make you feel good, that goal. It's not coming through. It doesn't make you feel good about yourself, and you closed it out, and you're unhappy about it because you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it in some way. Realistically, it's the King of Pentacles. That's not the point. I don't know what this is that closed out. Point is that you clearly did it, and you're telling me I can't show that I'm upset. You have a right to be disappointed. You have every right to be disappointed, okay? You put something of yourself into this. You had some sort of stake in it. You had some sort of investment in it. So it's going to suck. It's going to suck. So I'd rather you process that than just be like, well, I have to live with it. You do. It's a responsibility of triggering cycles. But you don't have to stay stuck in the emotion either. You have to reassure yourself this was for the best, okay? That would be my only advice to you. Otherwise, once more, you know what you're doing. The Chariot, King of Swords, and 7 of Cups. At some point in the future, your energy is going to pick up, dust itself off, and it's going to head in a particular direction. So that's not random either. You're going to have given this a darn good think with the King of Swords, and I'm ready to open up. I'm ready to open up. Let's do this. Let's do this. And so that's that kind of spirit I'm looking for in you. That sense, you know what? All things must move on, and that includes me too. And I want to. I'm not forcing myself. I'm not bullying myself to pick it up and move forward. I want to. You do. You've given it, like I said, a darn good thought, and I think I should say, and the Chariot, there you go, headed outward, 7 of Cups. You're opening up in some way emotionally, so you're going to be okay. Whatever this was, it was overdue, and you had ample evidence that you couldn't be connected to it anymore. You had become numb towards it, or frankly just disenchanted with it. I don't know. And while you're saying I have to kind of swallow my upset and just live with your decision, yes, you do have to live with your decision, but once more, I would ask you to process those emotions and say you had a reason to be upset or disappointed at all. Something here clearly did not work out, or it was not available to you, or refused to be emotionally available to you. I don't know, but you left it for darn good reason. So remember that. Okay? But you are headed for clear skies, my friend. That weather's going to clear up, I promise. The Chariot, King of Swords, 7 of Cups. Yeah, that's great. That's green light energy. I'm going to move forward. I want to. I'm ready to. And I'm available to. 7 of Cups. Again, it's nothing too overwhelming. Possibly options in love, but I just see you opening back up emotionally and feeling good about it, you know? All right, let's get some advice, please. Oh, goodness. The stuffies. The stuffies. I'm telling you, Capricorn, honey. I'm telling you. Okay. Knight of Wands, the 2 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Your energy is headed towards a direction of new. You're not even going to show me what went down in the past. You're like, I'm so not interested. Why is this coming across as the stamp of... when I see the world around December, January, it always makes sense to me, and that's how I'm seeing it in the context, is at the end of the year towards the beginning of the year. You officially evacuated a situation where it's like, I don't need to be here. This is stupid. I don't need to be emotionally present for this. I don't need to put myself into this anymore. It was always headed in this direction. And it's such a strong conclusion. It's like the cherry on top of the sundae. Anyway, I say that because you're so consolidated towards it, except where you're showing me strength through negative emotions. And if you're doing that, that's for you. That's a show of strength for you, no one else. Okay, so again, knock it off. Give yourself some grace. Understood that this was the best thing for you. Okay? But yeah, I mean, so my point is going back to that, I'm seeing that as the kind of December, January stamp with the world there, even though we're in February. Yeah, everybody's timeline's different. This is really just meant to be a picture of weeks, maybe a month. But you're like, yeah, no, it's all good. It's gravy. I know where I'm going. I've got the energy. You got some good, strong emotional energy in there. I see you connecting to someone from the heart in the future with Ace of Pentacles and that new beginning and that willingness to move forward because you know something's correct. You know something's correct and it looks like a good investment and it feels like it could be something too. So the feeling's there and then the quality of his existence is there too. Okay? That's the best of both worlds, yeah? The emotional connection, the emotional click, and then the prospect of it being legit. That's what you're focusing on right there in the future. And I guess that's where they want you to be. So no more advice needed. Okay? And if it's in respect to that, if this was clicking, you wouldn't have left it. Or left it hanging, or I don't know. There's such a final stamp on it. Such a final stamp. You're like, you know what? This time, this whatever this is, made up my mind. I'm done with this. And so you were. You were done with this at some point soon. I mean, not long ago. It has that vibe, man. It's vibe. I'm not going to F with that anymore, as some folks would say. It was a message. There was a message that was the cherry on the sundae. Something. And you know, I'm not going to fuck with that anymore. And that was the final word on the subject. Done. Whatever that was said what it needed to say, or you said what you needed to say, but the thing is, like, I'll never speak to that again. Kind of like that. It has such a stamp on it, doesn't it? That's for some of you, not all of you. Oh my. Yes, indeed. It's coming up twice. There was a very official correspondence here. You see the detailed letter? I already saw the message, and now we got the detailed letter, plus the Higher Institute. So there's that sense of government, tradition, normatives. You could say, to a lesser extent, the Hierophant, yes. But the normatives, the traditions, very official document, very official letter, very clean, very orderly, very to the letter, to the plan. Nothing, an indication of anything personal. It's like in a very official document. It has very little to read in it. Well, it most certainly isn't that. Let's put it that way. It's very official, very clean, very play by the book, official. And that kind of sealed the deal for you, didn't it? It had a lot to say and very little to say at the same time. I don't know, it's so emotionless, so expressionless. It was an opportunity for something and it failed. I don't know. It was so preoccupied with being so legit, so official. It was your final decision-making factor. I'll never speak to this again. It was so official, so legit, so clean, so tight. Nothing to see here. Then I guess you have nothing to say. How fascinating. I think I understand that in my own way. 27-19-7. I do. You ever receive a message from someone that was so opaque. There was words in it or something. There was a conversation there if it was on the phone, but it still seemed to have nothing to say. That's what that feels like. Empty. But it had official reason to show up, though. Technical, legal, jargon, something. Very official. Of course, freedom, action. Yeah, you freed yourself from this. There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm done with it. I'm free from it. I have no obligation to it. Let's get the hell out of here. Something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was messages there, but it had nothing to say. The birds were in reverse. It had no new news. There was no new insight. Nothing. Nothing. And you shut down communication with it. Something came through, and then on that same decision, I'm sorry, I'm not, it's just, it was so concentrated up here. So concentrated. Yeah, whatever this is, I want you to work through that 4 cups. You have every right to be disappointed, even though you're showing me you're not supposed to be. That's not the point. That's not the point. Think of it as the end cap to this. It's your sense of freedom. You can sever yourself from that. Anyway, focus on the Ace of Pentacles and the good energies. When I don't know, but it looks great. Chariot, King of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. I mean, that could be as far out as Cancer season, but the clarifiers might be sooner than that. I don't know. Oh, the owl, number 23. Those are, oh, I'm sorry. There are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. You know. Number 7, cracker. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune await. Number 7. Yeah. And for some of you, it might be Cancer in season. Lovely. And you're smart. Okay. Taking the obvious, right? There you go. All right. Little firecracker. Some of you are. We have the letter P, 3 medallions. We have yours, Capricorn, Virgo, and then Pisces. You might have any of these strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. And then we have the infinity loop, looking for that kind of soul bond or that soul contract that's healthy and it gives back. So the healthy feedback loop is that it gives an equal return. It's not a circle that goes like this. The infinity loop feeds back on itself appropriately. That's what we're looking for. Equality. Okay? All right, the equal give and take. All right, Capricorn, honey, this is good. This one was interesting. I enjoyed it. The oracles added an extra layer there that I wasn't expecting, but I think it helped provide some insight, particularly to that opening. I do hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What is going on, please? Now here we are, at the end of the hour. Vocals are starting to fade just a wee bit. That's okay. What's going on for Scorpio? What is going on, please, for Scorpio? What is it? Oh my gosh. Cards are being resistant. 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and 3 of Pentacles. We'll get to that. Yeah. Oh, you did before me. Good. Thank you. Saves me a lot of work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Yeah. The Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Swords. Okay. Okay. You know, 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, 3 of Pentacles. That's kind of harsh when you have such a strong connection and it just won't grow. There's a clear lack of distributed energies there. Non-functioning, it stagnated, plateaued, died on the vine, however you want to put it. Was there some growth between you and a strong connection? Absolutely. Did it go anywhere? No. That's what's so frustrating about the 7 of Pentacles. You have to distinguish between stagnation and something's just resting, okay, before its next growth spurt. But the idea is that we anticipate more from this, all right? But it didn't. If anything, it got worse. What started out as something that was growing, it declined, or I guess de-evolved into a 3 of Pentacles. It was barely cooperative. I don't even know if you could technically call it a friendship there towards the end. Don't get me wrong. You had reason to believe something was growing. The roots were established. You know, obviously overlapping common cause here. Perhaps you two shared a community or some sort of environment where there was a contributed effort and the connection was felt, expressed, or explored in some way. Excuse me. But it went from this down to that. I apologize. Excuse me. For those of you who are tolerant to the sound of sipping, guess what? This is your chance to turn down the volume, okay? Oh, my goodness, yes. Like I said, the vocals are trying to fade out. Heavy seasonal stuff, guys. I have no control over it, but yes, I understand it's annoying. All right. And it really did de-evolve, and that's unfortunate. With the Lovers connection, guys, there's no guarantee. Just because you choose it doesn't mean it's choosing you back, or you two are choosing each other correctly at the same place at the same time with the same level of intent or interest, or who the hell's contributing what. I just know it's very lopsided. Okay? Whether or not you two ever had even efforts, I don't know. But by the end, no, it wasn't even at all. It was barely friendship or cooperative or even friendly, you know? There wasn't much put in the end. One of you, the both of you, you know? It was hard because you're going to feel connections like that very strongly, but two people have to choose it. And that means not just connecting in the physical space, but mental choice, emotional choice, spiritual choice, all this kind of stuff. And that didn't happen. I mean, the 3D was barely coming through there towards the end. Okay? I'm not trying to rub salt into the wound. I just want you to understand your next actions were completely justified. Death, 8 of Pentacles, the Star. You had to kill that dream. I can tell that most of the contributive effort was you. And I'm giving you that credit because you're here saying I have to kill my effort, 8 of Pentacles, which is much larger than the 3 or the 7. So it's kind of like saying my dream was stupid. And it wasn't stupid, honey. You probably thought it was time, energy, and effort that was poorly spent. Maybe it was in the end. But it wasn't wasted. It's only wasted if you choose to perceive it that way. Then you have lost. If you fail to learn, that's really the only way you lose. Okay? So refuse to fail. Learn from this. If it helps you, you put yourself into this because you at some point with the Star actually believed in it. So, I know then as the lover, you did your part. In fact, you probably overgave. I would say the word here is generous. You really believed in this. You put yourself into it in some way. And it keeps coming up as 3D. So it could be a work effort, a contributed effort. But I know when you built into this, when you look back on it, may this comfort you, not pain you. May it comfort you. You can honestly say you did your fucking bit to maintain this damn connection. I'm not saying you're without fault. I'm not saying you weren't perfect or that you know, there's no such thing. You probably didn't act perfectly. No one does. I'm saying you did your part because you understood what this meant to you, if nothing else. The constructive effort to give to it in some way. You gave too much. Perhaps you were too generous, but I want you to stop applying those labels and start seeing it as power. That's the power you gave this. Okay? So the next time you're in a position to give out your power, make sure it's for worthy reasons. Because I can see back here, you had long trails, breadcrumbs, page after page of evidence that this thing was trailing off and dying. Because someone just couldn't contribute that well or refused to. So they didn't click with the connection the same way you did. It started out with Pentacles. You kept trying to give it Pentacles. Realistic time, energy, and effort. I know your emotion was in here somewhere. It's the Lovers, of course. You're going to be provoked. But I want you to take away from this. This was not a wasted effort. This just kind of shows how powerful you were and how... Let me put it this way, babe. When it comes to this, and I understand this, I promise you. I fucking promise you. It's one of the few times I'm going to tell you how I directionally relate, and that's it. But I promise you, you understood the fucking assignment. Okay? Now, if you were able to do this much over some 3 of Pentacles, imagine if you pointed that power in a direction that actually did the same. Oh my goodness, what some mind-blowing shit that is. So, the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Swords. There you are at some point in the future. And you know what? You're kind of realizing that I'm talking about. Because you don't see it yet. You're not there yet. You're not there in your timeline. You're probably still back here with a lot of mixed emotions. Why did I do that? Why did I overgive this? Why did I put so much faith in this star? It wasn't a star at all. It was a bullshit runaround game where I overly gave to it and it didn't give back to me nowhere near an equal measure. Why did I do that, Scorpio? Why? 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 Because you understood the assignment. So again, once more, take that with you. Okay? And that should help ease up your process. The Emperor, at some point in the future, you're like, just as the card would suggest, like this. Huh. You're going to be like that in the future. At some point, a sense of empowerment with the Wheel of Fortune and Page of Swords. That is literally you, in future, reflecting back on time and how little you knew or understood this for what it was. And that's the benefit of hindsight. So while that may not be impressive to you, I promise you, what you did back here, realization of it, will no longer be a challenging energy towards you. You will understand from a place of power what it was all about. So I know that doesn't seem a big to-do, but it's not going to hurt anymore either. You understand what you generated here was power because you were empowered. Okay? And it's kind of like, if I knew then what I know now, but we didn't. We didn't. You didn't. So I know that's not impressive. It doesn't need to be. You're either going to live that and feel it and be connected to it and you're going to be at peace with it. You know what? Looking back on it, Page of Swords, I didn't know shit about the lover's connection, what it really meant. I was in it, practically speaking. I was in it, but I couldn't see it for what it was. I didn't see how I was overgiving. I need to forgive myself. I need to forgive myself and once more understand that that power came from me. Yeah, it did. And you're going to be able to be quite comfortable from your point of view, from your balcony, if you will. Okay? Once more, I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm not saying you didn't make mistakes or didn't have flaws. I see what your flaw was. You overgave to this, and it didn't give back to you, and yet you still kept throwing your energy at it, hoping it would give more, right? I know. That's the investment theory. I put so much of myself into this, maybe I should... And then what happens is the other person becomes lazy and complacent. It's like, oh yeah, Scorpio loves to overgive. It's like their favorite thing. So they don't give back. They don't have to. They have no need to. You're going to do all the work. You've already set the precedent. See what I'm saying? That's a lazy lover. We don't want those. All right. Let's get some advice, please. Although I don't know why. You've already done the hard thing. But if I know you and know us, it's going to be our processes that we're struggling with, right? It's going to be our processes. When? I don't know. For many of you, you're in that place now where you have yet to cross the divide between seeing this for what it is, experiencing it, and you're really tired of giving to it and getting so little back from it, and to like, I got to scrap this star. Whew. I got to scrap it. Many of you have yet to land here. Okay. Three of Wands, the Chariot, Seven of Swords is already kind of with you now, isn't it? It's already at a distance from you. Three of Wands. You're still clinging on to a hope like a wet tissue. I don't mean that to be mean. It's just I know us. You think if I just wait a little longer, let this shit stretch out a little more, eventually it'll justify the flies, right? Mm-mm. You know you shouldn't be there, waiting for more, looking for more, hoping for. You know that. You don't need me to. You don't need Tarot Lady to tell you this. You have enough evidence of it as it is. Waiting, stretching, overgiving, and then every now and again it shows up and it reminds you why you put yourself into it at all. You're like, oh yeah, let me put some more into this, and then we go back into this period of stretching, time out where nothing happens. Does that sound familiar? Scorpio, looking at you, lived it. You know you're supposed to move on. Seven of Swords, you keep avoiding the thought. Many of you are still here. Okay. Ask yourself if that's what you really want. You're over here tending the garden, and every now and again someone throws chicken feed at you. Here, live off that for a little bit, and you keep doing the work. Oh, thank you so much for my chicken feed, for my scraps. I'll keep maintaining this garden for us both. This is awesome. It's so fun. I love you. You love me, right? I guess so. You threw me the scraps. I must mean something to you. We done with that yet? I'm sorry, honey. This is a lazy lover. I don't know how else to put it. I sympathize. I do. And I empathize too. Like I said, you understood the assignment. You're also going to be the one who understands the closing out assignment. The world represents that door, as we know. Doors close, they open. You've been keeping, let me make this in clear terms to you for the Scorpio I'm looking at. You have been keeping this door propped open. Not because they wanted it to, but because you said you would. For a strong connection, it literally takes two to sustain it and choose it repeatedly and in multiple ways, not just the pentacle division of time, energy, and effort. I didn't see it choose you mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or even sexually, just showing up some time, energy, and effort. If you're the one who's been keeping the door propped open, you know it's on you to slam it shut and lock the damn thing too. Okay? Nothing is so bad as a lazy lover. There's that sense of, I feel like something with this, but I don't really want to give to it. I just want to feel from it. Yeah, because it makes me feel good, but don't actually ask me to do stuff. Like, no. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's taking its toll, honey. It's worn thin. I mean, aren't you done with this? Aren't you done with this propping the door open? Remember, the power came from you. So that also, and because it's a lazy lover, you know it's on you, right? You're going to have to do it. The next time they throw you that chicken feed, don't be in the garden to receive it. Where'd Scorpio go? What? Where'd they go? I want to smell the flowers. You know. I don't know. I just suggest you don't be there. Number 1, abundance. Lucky times are ahead of you, along with good news, success, and prosperity. Yeah, I know. That's before you in the future, but you got to do what's right for you. You're on the road to abundance. And like I said, when you are sitting on your throne from a position of power and you remember you're supposed to be up there on the balcony, you're, what the hell was I thinking? I'm the emperor. I'm the empress. I did that. Not them. I did it. Anyway. I'm just saying it's time you remember who you are. That's all. They're not doing it. I don't know what's worse, to be in that position of someone who overgives and gives too much love and time and effort, or the person who suddenly, like the rug was pulled out from underneath them, no longer has it. You tell me which one's worse. The one who had ample time to prepare for it, or the person who should have saw it coming, and now they have nothing. Okay. Oh. So, this kind of goes back to what I was saying. The swans, we thought it was love. It's really a resource thing. I'm starting to get a little pissed off here, occupation. So this, again, goes back to resources, time, energy, and effort combined. Occupation, there's no way you two didn't know each other, work together in some way, or you had an environment of familiarity that allowed the lover's construct to come together and connect with it, but it didn't exceed beyond the sense of an ebb and flow of really half-assed construction efforts, at least on one person's side. And it was just consuming. It was using love. It was using love. You contributed, you overgave to this, honey. You overgave to this. And it maybe helped boost their sense of development or their sense of self or gave to their resources, but not you. And it was coming from a place of love. But you spent so much time, energy, and effort, and somebody was just nibbling away. Mice. Mice don't give back. They just take. They're cute, but they're still mice. They're still rodents, honey. And it seems like a little bit. I'm just nibbling a little bit of your resources. I'm just taking a little bit of your love until you realize your whole pantry is covered in bite marks. and you have nothing wholesome or good for you to replenish you or give back to your needs. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Be done with this. No, we already did that. All right. Ugh. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. Yeah, when you siphon a little bit off the top, you realize how empty your tank is. The house, relocation home. Some of you have moved, or you're thinking about relocating. Old man. Inheritance mail, someone stuck to their house, stuck to their ways, or the sense this is my lot in life. I don't know if that's you. I don't know if that's them. Star, thorns. I just wanted to see where it landed. For some of you, number 29 is a confirmation number. Don't know why. Anyway, house, old man, this is my lot in life. I'm meant to work here or stay here or till this soil or take care of this house. Some of you identify as the old man. Okay, this is my responsibility. For others of you, this represents the energy that we will be vacating. Someone who's stuck to their house, stuck to their ways, or sees that they're incapable of change. This is my inheritance. I'm an old man and it's set in my ways, this kind of thing. I don't know. But it has a sense of not going to change. Permanency. Okay? Yeah. A witch, magic, curse. You feel like you've been cursed. Or that you have some magic. Well, the power comes from you, as I was saying. Okay. That. Abide by your intuition, honey. Okay. We have the letter, two Qs. V, X. We have the yin and yang symbol. You know, it can be absolutely with the lovers. It showed me that twice. You reflect each other's lights and darks. It meant to come together in a way that's much more complementary to each other's weaknesses and strengths. A confrontation in the mirror. That didn't happen. I don't know if this will ever balance out. Okay? But the next time you open your heart, make sure that it balances. All right, that your lights and darks reflect each other appropriately. And then we have our medallion here. Keyword here being passionate. Yes, you are. Yes, we are. Okay. Scorpio, honey, I do hope this helped you. You're going to have some wonderful, fantastic insight. Like you don't understand what the big deal was. It's a cool place to be. I hope this helped. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Pisces? Oh, okay. What's going on? Show me Pisces, please. What is going on for Pisces? Okay, 10 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. Okay, kind of taking our time there, and I don't blame you. It looks good. We're going to want to relax on that a little bit. 3 of Pentacles, the Knights of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. Okay, something pulls your attention away. 2 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the 6 of Swords. Right now, I see you back here. Once more, the general overviews. It's really meant to be an energetic snapshot, if you will, of the next couple of weeks, maybe months or so. Okay. 10 of Cups, 3 of Wands, the 4 of Wands. I don't blame you for hanging back there in neutral. It looks good. So this 3 of Wands is not waiting. This is, I'm taking my time here. I'm not anxious to leave this. Right now, you're in a current place of harmony with people, and your innermost world or innermost circle. It looks fun. It looks relaxed. It looks lively. It looks celebratory. And it may not be party all the time, but what I am saying is that you look comfortable. You look supported. You look surrounded by people that you care about and love you, and you them. You know, it's a beautiful life with the 10 of Cups. And that could be one person, that could be 20 people. It's up to you. 10 of Cups is our innermost circle. That's everything from family and friends to spouses and kids. It's any of that, all of that. Point is that we know their place in our life, and they know our place in their life. Everybody's at harmony with their role, and that's lovely. And the 4 of Wands, there's some sort of relationship construct here that you absolutely count as part of that 10 of Cups. You find it comforting. It's with you. It seems to be yours. And like I said, you're not anxious to leave with the 3 of Wands. It's like things just feel good. It's like just hang out and chill here. You know? And if things are a little uneven right now, you still expect them to go back into a place of balance. So what you would call a reasonable expectation or hope. Still, overall, it feels good. 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 10 of Wands. Something's going to call you away pretty soon from all that love, peace, and harmony that I'm seeing for you. You weren't looking to leave it or change it up. So I don't know what is immediately calling on you, but you feel compelled to take action towards it. you say it's part of your responsibility, or if it's not, you're just assuming that it is. Now that's up for you. That's for you to decide. Three of Pentacles is asking for your help and or contribution in some way. And you go, right, Knight of Swords, out the door you go. I got to take care of this. 10 of Wands. You're kind of like, it's a pain in the ass, but it's my pain in the ass. Or at least you're choosing to take it on. So it doesn't look like it needs too much from you, and perhaps that's why you're out there. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Santa Baby. Oh, you're saying hi to Pisces. Well, that's so nice. That's so nice of you. You say hello to Pisces. You've been chewing the grasses. You've been chewing grasses again. Oh. Cinnamon says hi. So I want scratches, Mummy. Give me scratches. So Three of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the 10 of Wands, you know. Out the door you go. And you're saying, I'm going to meet it where it is. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to put down my time, energy, and effort in some way. And you hope it will alleviate some of the stress. Okay? But it does look like it calls you away from your lovely social life and your family and all that. But it's temporary. 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 6 of Swords. Yes, baby. You good? You good? Thank you. You're being such a sweetheart today. I appreciate it. What do you look confused? She's like, what? Yeah, that's right. You're being a sweetheart today. 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the 6 of Swords. There is a kind of recognition of, okay, I feel good about that. It's sorted. I can leave it now. So this is very, very temporary. That's not a permanent 6 of Swords, I would tell you. It's one of those that I feel secure about something here that you corrected. Whatever this piece was, you feel good about leaving it behind. It seems to be in a good working order. So whatever it is that you get called to, and for some of you, the operative word here is soon. I'm thinking no later than March. With your direct effort and your direct contribution, it's going to help smooth out the energies for someone else. It's not you. You're arriving on the scene in the form of assistance by choice. I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot does not dictate action. Tarot's proof, choice, not the absence of it. I'm not saying you have to do shit. I'm saying a Pisces that's choosing to do this even though it's not convenient. Okay? Which is very you, by the way. It's one of your superpowers. I call you the great referee of the zodiac. You know, you will go in there and it's like, okay, what's going on? To try to work things out. And you do your part. 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords. Whenever you leave the 6 of Swords, you are like, rest assured, all is well. Okay? Otherwise, I'm assuming you're going back home. Or back where you belong. Okay. But let's get some advice for you. Everything looks really, really in order. In terms of your overall feeling, I'm not saying your life is perfect, but I'm saying you're pretty good where you are. I like that you feel supported in a circle. You have a relationship. It works for you. But something does call you away long enough for you to give to it. And then I see a return trip home a little bit further out in the future. Okay? Okay. The Hanged Man. The Page of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, okay, this is something that you were aware of, but it didn't have your full attention. It's not an insult, don't take it as one. You just weren't aware. You had an idea that something was amiss. You had an idea something might be off, but it wasn't so problematic that it completely pulled your attention. Okay, basically whatever this isn't asking for help or assistance until it absolutely has to. But you were aware of it. It's like, yeah, I knew that they were having problems, or I knew this was going on, but I didn't know it was all that. It's going to be like that. Okay? And the 6 of Pentacles, your job there is to help balance it and or correct it. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. This Pisces has decided upon this course of action. And because you can. Because it's within you. The energies are within you. Your time, energy, and effort, it's within you. It's your choice. But yeah, it's going to be one of those things where like, I knew, but I didn't know it was like that. See what I'm saying? But you didn't have too much reason to look into it too deeply. You know? It's going to be okay. With your help, I think it's going to be okay, honey. Yeah, 6 of Cups. This is someone you know. It could be family member. It could be friend. 6 of Cups, the idea is that you go way back with them. Some sort of soul connection, okay? Whether or not you believe in that, we've known this person a long time. We have a lot of good memories with this person, and their connection to you hits a little different, okay? That's how kind of like uniquely bonded to it you are. So I don't know who this is to you, but you do. You two go way back. And you might have had an idea that they were going through something difficult, but you didn't really know until you were informed. Okay? Patience, it's a matter of time. 24, whatever this is, requires a little bit of patience on your part. Some healing elements. Number 24, slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. And you're saying, I'm going to show this patience and don't have too much of a jump scare. Don't have a jump reaction. It's going to be okay. Some compassion and healing will do the trick. Once more. Pretty straightforward. Mature woman mask. Oh, someone didn't want to let on due to pride or a sense of experience, or they didn't. This doesn't feel like you. It doesn't feel like you. I don't think it's you, mature woman. This is referring to someone's demographics or sense of characteristics, so it could be you. But I do believe someone who's been wearing a mask, they didn't want to let on there was a problem until there was a problem, or they could accept it and talk about it. And somebody who's wearing a mask, everything's fine. No. And this is what happens. I have to tell this people all the time. Masks aren't necessarily malicious. They're part of the human process. We don't go around showing everybody the same face. That would be ludicrous. You wouldn't show your partner and your boss the same face. Think about it. So we all wear masks all the time for different reasons and for a variety of things. Some of them are well-intended. Some of them are not so well-intended. Some people tend to be straightforward, but how we change our face to people and what we're speaking to and why. And as far as I can tell, this person's showing me reservation. They didn't want to say anything. Okay, number 40 and 6. And there's the expectation. You feel the that's why I see you jumping to 28. You feel the expectation. You feel like this is your responsibility. Okay? Mind you, this could be a parent, a grandparent, or an older sibling. The 6 of Cups, again, we know we go way back with this person. You know, we associate them possibly for some of you to the extent of childhood. But yeah, there's the expectation, at least on your part, that you should do something. Once more, I'm not telling you you have to. This is choice. You feel it from within you. Okay? Anything else here, please? Yeah, mountains in reverse. We want to overcome this challenge. Okay? They haven't been able to do it on their own. All right, so it seems like something impossible to overcome, but that doesn't seem to be the case. By the time you leave this, you feel reassured that they're okay. So I think it will be. It just might be at that point of stress for them where they can't believe this is going to have a positive outcome, or it's the impossible task or something. I don't know. QROE. We have the owl in reverse. Not showing insight or wisdom. It could be because you just didn't know until it was time to know. Or it could be a lack of insight on this person's part as well. Okay? Let's see. And then the Tree of Life, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're rooted to this in some way. I know. It's part of your foundation. That's all I know. The roots that go way back. You're touched to it. I know. Emotionally, spiritually, as well as physical reality. Okay? All right, Pisces, honey. I do hope this helped you. You put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Show me, Cancer, please. What is going on? What is going on? Five of Wands, 7 of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay. All right, we'll talk about it in a minute. Hold on. 8 of Cups. Oh, no wonder. 9 of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, 4 swords. 7 of Pentacles and the Star. You're going to get back on track with you. It's just right now you don't want to participate in this. And what I'm saying is negative, negative, positive. Negative, negative, positive. And then finally the energies even out there towards the future. Things are tense right now in a situation, circumstance, family, friends, a significant other. I have no idea. You would know where that tension's coming from. 5 of Wands. It's an active sort of argument, fight, and you don't want nothing to do with it. 7 of Swords. It's like, count me out. I don't want to be part of this argument. I don't want to be part of this discussion. But you are choosing your own level of participation, but that is to completely withdraw your energies from it. You don't want to be part of it. You don't want to argue. You don't want to acknowledge it. Knight of Wands, you're like, I'd rather have happier energies, happier times. I want to feel good. I don't want to feel bad. Don't catch me up in this. So, I mean, you do, like I say all the time, and I advise this to people, You have to choose your level of participation. And you are, but it's kind of like by saying, count me out. You know, you didn't actually say count me out. You're just not showing up to the argument. You don't want to throw your weight in there. You don't want to lend fuel to the fire, maybe. So perhaps here you might be exercising good judgment, but you're also not fully acknowledging it either. So you rather showcase fun energies, lighter energies, Knights of Wands. It's kind of like what you're asking me to do here is not fun. I want to feel more fun. This is not fun. This is anti-fun. This sucks all the fun out of the room. So instead of saying no, or, you know, count me out, or I'm not contributing, you're just like, I'm just going to step away from all that altogether. Like, my only problem is that you're not acknowledging it. Seven of Swords is a slight lie of the mind. You know, what you might call little white lies. We're not fully acknowledging that we're not acknowledging the argument. Now, if you don't want to participate in it, cool. But perhaps say that. Right? Because for some reason it expects to include you. And if you don't want to throw down, you don't want to throw down. Again, you got to know. You got to know. Sometimes it's worth an argument. Sometimes it's worth a fight. Sometimes it ain't. And if you're saying it ain't, then say it ain't. This is not worth arguing about. That's it. Then you've made your side or your case clear without having to contribute negatively either. That's all. I don't like how you feel uncomfortable that you have to turn your back on it and then you're like, okay, fun over here, party. You know what I'm saying? There's a sense of guilt on it, just a little bit. But again, if you don't want to fight, you don't have to. That's it. That's all there is to it. Just say that. That's all. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. There it is again. Negative, negative, positive. It's saying, I want to have an open heart. I want to receive love, but I'm not into this. I'm not into it. I don't like it. But I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to talk about it. And maybe that's true. You are showing me someone who is emotionally vacant, but you still expect to feel good. Now, I want you to feel good. If you want to have lighter, fun energies, I want you to have that. If you want to have an open, receptive heart to the love energies, man, I just want to feel the love. But this thing totally bums me out. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to feel the good stuff. So you know what this is kind of remind me of? Every now and again, I'll get one of these comments, and I know what these folks are used to seeing on YouTube, and then they come wandering over here, and they're like, "This is not normal." Yeah, I know what kind of tarot you've been watching. It literally says, "Where's just the good stuff?" You mean the stuff that compliments you and suggests you have no work to do, or that you're not a real human. That's the stuff you're looking for. I don't do that. I talk about the human stuff here. Okay? So this is kind of like where I'm finding you. I'm not saying you're being mean, and I'm not saying you're being inconsiderate. What I am saying is that you want to feel good, but there's something here that's asking you to participate in something that's less than feeling good. You know? You're like, I don't want to be part of it. I don't... Man. I don't. Come on. But remind me of the negative stuff again? It has no resolve. It's not going anywhere. It's useless. It's a useless argument. Can't we just concentrate on the good and ignore the bad? Well, we can't. We often can't get to the good until we address the bad. And I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying you're a bad person. What I'm saying is that you can't get to the good stuff unless you work through sometimes the negative stuff, the boring stuff, the angry stuff, the stuff that makes us human. Because something here really wants you to turn around and acknowledge it. And you're like, I don't want to make space for it. And if you don't have the space for it, you still need to acknowledge it. Okay? I don't want to get invested in this. Say so. Because that way it knows to stop calling on you. Okay? Because we can't just show up for the good times. We got to show up for the hard times too and the bad times. And something here is demanding your attention. And it stresses you out. It's like, you're still asking me? You're still asking me to participate? I don't want to. Again, I'm not giving you a hard time. I read what's here, darling, not what isn't. That's it. I'm not judging you. It's just what's here. But yeah, no, it's like we can't do shortcuts on this one. And every time you try, did you notice you go back to feeling bad? Because reality keeps knocking on you. We're still here. The problems are still here. So no, we can't just get to the good parts, man. We got to work through the negative parts to get to the good parts. And you have them there. You have them available to you. But sometimes we just got to appreciate that sometimes we got to turn around and acknowledge what ails us or something else or a situation that we're invested in some way. And I know there's sometimes you wish you weren't. You wish you could just get away from this, but that's not where you are. So here's the good news. In future, I see you doing exactly that. I see you turning around, stopping, and taking a look at this situation. It is some sort of pathway that you're attached to. It has your investment in it. And I know there's times you deeply, deeply wish in your bones you weren't emotionally attached to this or some way pathway attached to it, but you are. And you're going to remember that. You're going to remember why in some way this pathway serves you. Four of Swords. I see you turning around, calming, going within, and being more gentle with what's going on. There's a sense of healing in here that you need too. It's not just this situation. It's not just the circumstance, and it's not just someone else, just being redundant. Cancer, let's just talk about negative shit all day. It's more than that. It includes healing for you too. Like I said, sometimes you have to work through the negative stuff to get to the positive stuff, and that's what you'll be doing in future. Why we've been avoiding it, I don't know. Maybe it's just inconvenient. Maybe you feel like this is an unending situation. Sometimes it needs more of our attention, not less. Okay, that's all I can tell you, because you're doing the thing in future that we've been discussing. Four Swords, Seven Pentacles, the Star. And in so doing, when you go within and you give it some reflection and some insight, and it's very gentle, you're like, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. I still wish for this. I still hope for this. I still desire for this. And I'm part of it too. As I heal through this, it also heals me. In that sense of vacancy. And sometimes you just wish you could get the hell out of Dodge. Those are real feelings, and they're true and they're valid. But they're not permanent feelings. They're not long-term, or at least we don't want them to be. Okay? I'm telling you, sometimes the best way out is to go in. Okay? Sometimes the only way you can get through an obstacle is to go through the obstacle. I'm just saying this is your time to go through it, or at least it will be in future. While you're not into it now, you will be. And you'll be glad that you did. Because it's going to be healing and beneficial for you too. And that's all I care about. All right? Four Swords, Seven Pentacles, Star. Put you back in mind about why you had this pathway at all. Okay? Whether or not it's stagnant or plateaued, it's not the point. It's at a resting point for you. Okay? So take advantage of it in future at some point. All right. Let's get some advice, please. This might be, I dare say, one of your shorter readings, because it actually was incredibly straightforward. What takes the most time for me is when I have to backtrack. Like, did you really mean that? What else is at play here? What are you not telling me? You were actually pretty straightforward. I don't want to be here. I want to feel the good shit. Thank you. So you were actually really straightforward with that. Yeah, I promise you, do some quiet time there with the Four Swords, Seven Pentacles, the Star. You'll get back into appreciation of the pathway and how you're connected to it. Don't forget that you're connected to this. That's what keeps demanding your attention. Make peace with me. Show me some emotional value. Tell me when and where and how you're invested right now. Help me resolve this. I don't know. But you're connected to this too. You have a stake in this outcome too. It heals you too. Okay? Knights of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that consistency. Look at it. Look at that consistency. I know. Here it is. It's just, I want to feel love, and I want to feel passionate. I want to feel fun and sexy and exciting and all that, and you'll get there. You'll get to that. You'll get to the receptivity. You want to receive it, then give this the attention it needs. That's all I can tell you. That way you can feel easier and lighter, and that your energy is more productive and has somewhere more positive to go. I promise you. You know what you're reminding me of right now? You're reminding me of that person, okay, because my clients were primarily, back in my counseling days, they were primarily young adults, 18 to 22, with a sharp profile of 45 to 60-year-olds too. But regardless, there's that thing they've been dreading, that assignment, that one assignment. And it's a big one too. It's a big chunk of the grade. Can't pretend it's not. I've had months and months and months to prepare and think about it, and I've been doing my best, and here we are 6 months, and you're just sick of it. You're sick of it. You're sick of it. You're sick of it. You want to get on the other side of that due date already, even if what you're handing is crap at this point, because you're so tired of it. You're so tired of this 6-month-long project. You don't even care about your grade anymore. It used to mean everything to you 6 months. But you've had 6 months to work on this and worry through it, and you had a whole roller coaster of emotions surrounding this project. Okay, citing resources, research, and now you're just sick and you don't even care what you turn in anymore. Ugh, get away from me. And then when you realize that you're on the other side of that due date, you can be relaxed because you did turn something in. Yes. And you can also be relaxed and happy that before you hit due date, you gave it one last thorough review and gave it your full attention before you turned it in. And that's what happens. Okay? Turn around and confront this. Face it. Whatever it is, you'll be glad you did. Okay. Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Oh, I know you've been trying to get away from this, boo-boo. It's not working. It's not happening. You're getting close to your due date, isn't it? This is your last chance to do a review. Give it your full attention. Give it your best final shots. Make your final edits. And then you can turn that damn thing in with a certain amount of pride, confidence, and quality that you did your best. And what grade you get is the grade you earned, instead of just accepting a grade. You know? You've been trying to get so much distance between you. I got you, honey. Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. I know. And what is that due date? I'm surprised I didn't see Judgment, honey. I'm just pressing on you to resolve it now. You know, whatever the hell this is, give it the attention it needs, because it's wearing on you and it's wearing on you. And aren't you tired of this gnawing on you? Tired of it gnawing on your mind and your spirit and your conscience and your heart and all that other shit? The same stuff you've been trying to get away from is what keeps calling you back to finish it up. So finish it up. You're so close. It hurts. It hurts to look, because you're so close to finishing this up. So give it the quality it deserves. And that way you can be at peace with your pathway and your star and your goals and your sense of self. Because like I said, you're invested in this. You're invested in this. It's invested in you too. Okay? So put the work into it so it can give back to you, or continue to give back to you in some way. I don't know. Gosh. The High Priestess. Yeah, I bet your intuition's kicking off. Page of Pentacles, the Fool. See, open up to it. You feel it. You feel it. It's time. Turn around and give this something of yourself. Oh, you've been trying to squash that beef, huh? You've been trying to squash that spiritual feeling. Oh, yeah, a little bit can go a long way here. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'll get off your ass now. Okay? All right. The Star, 29. Hard times are over, or they're coming. The ending, yeah. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. That joy you want, that sense of looking towards the stars, I just want to feel the good stuff. It's there. It's there. A little bit more of your time, energy, and effort. And it's almost done. Okay, 29. Seal this deal, baby. Do what you need to do to get this off your mind and off your heart. All right? That's all any of us can do. All right. I think that's enough. Cool. Where are we? Okay. Unexpected income, distant horizon, something to give in future. Perhaps an unexpected gift, an unexpected opportunity. You're looking forward to it in the future, distant horizon. Not sure what this has to do with anything, but it's kind of in that space of I want other things to look forward to. I know, clear this off your plate then. All the more reason, okay? All the more reason. You'll get back to what matters, your pathway stuff, a sense of anchor and direction that you can commit to out there on the horizon. That's there for you, all right? 2736. Loyalty. Oh, the dog. Very sweet. Number 18, that sense of loyalty, emotional loyalty. Yeah, whatever this is, you feel bound to it. I'm not saying you're a slave to it. I'm just saying there's a reason why you haven't really left it behind. Is that in some way, even though you wish you weren't available to it, you are. There is a sense of emotional loyalty tied to this. Okay? Oh, the scales. I was meant to say that. A sense of balance here. Karmika otherwise, just a sense of balance. Okay? We can create the space for balance with this. Balance within you too. Your house is upside down, relocation home. Some of you might have been through a recent whirlwind of activity where you might have relocated homes, and it hasn't quite stabilized yet. Okay, we're still getting adjusted or acclimated to a new environment. Everything might be very, very different. Houses might be upside down, metaphorically speaking. Finances also follow suit with that for some of you, and in that sense of we haven't righted that ship yet. So that's what some of you are looking forward to, is the stabilization process, and that's really all you want to focus on and feel good about. But this is kind of clinging to you. Okay, so let's get this unclinging to us. Yeah. All right. We have the letters R, U, W, L. We have the lotus flower, the gentle unfolding of something beautiful and symmetrical. That is the power of nature. Can be both incredibly orderly and chaotic simultaneously, but the result is often beauty. And then we have the wolf in reverse. I know you're not trying to pursue this. I know. I think that I've seen you trying to leave this. I don't want to pursue it. I don't want to put my energy into this. Can I just turn this assignment in? Yeah, it's a little sloppy. Okay, I'm missing several pages. I admit that. But well, I don't know, honey Cancer. I mean, it's up to you. What kind of grade are you looking for? Specifically here, personal sense of resolution in your heart and being at peace. Okay? So, I mean, it's up to you. Tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I've seen what many Cancers will choose, you know? But that doesn't mean it's you. You get to choose. Tarot is your own adventure book here. The infinity loop. Give to this appropriately so it can give back to you. That's what I'm saying. You want the good stuff. You got to balance out the other side. So here we have the infinity loop. You have some sort of contract with somebody. Soul contract or otherwise. So give to it so it can give back to you. This is a healthy loop. Okay? There you go. All right, Cancer honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.